welcome to Humane Entertainment. I'm Humane, and I intend to entertain you. So, how's everyone doing today? Congratulations, Starlight for being first. Congratulations, Landprow Kopaka for being second. And, yes, good job for lurking like a ninja, Lan. That means that you are a true ninja. And, thank you for both of your cameos. So, yes, welcome to the 5th entry of Ninja Gaiden for Beginners 2. Ninja Gaiden has this intimidating reputation. It's a very difficult franchise. The thing is, though, it's mostly the case of a lack of knowledge from the player, not a pure issue of a player's level of skill. With Ninja Gaiden for Beginners, every Monday, I intend to play through the Modern Ninja Gaiden Trilogy on the easiest difficulty, Hero Mode, and show step by step what you need to learn in order to properly understand how to play Ninja Gaiden. In today's case is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So I hope to break down that aura of dread that people have in starting these games. So in this entry, we'll be going through chapters 11 and chapters 11 to 14. With all that being said, let's move over to the game. Yes. Now, because this is a guide, first and foremost, please ask questions about the gameplay mechanics if something is not clear. I want to answer anything that I didn't make clear enough because there's a lot of things that are just naturally ingrained into me after decades of playing these games. Thus, I may have blind spots on stuff that isn't as intuitive to new players, so I hope everyone understands that. And also, a little warning on this entry in particular, actually. There is a big rant coming up on chapter 14. Not because I hate the chapter. No, far from it. It's my most favorite chapter of this entire freaking game. That means I have a lot of passion for it, which means there's a lot of emotions in me when something is removed from it. Just want to give that warning in advance. I don't want Ninja Gaiden for Beginners to be an opinion piece. I want it to be a guide first and foremost. But I feel like I would not be able to sleep tonight if I don't talk about it. So again, be warned. Yes, well, it is what it is. All right, but yeah, let's actually start with Chapter 11, which will feature our last additional playable character. Chapter 11, Night in the City of Water. A young ninja glides into the City of Water, utterly silent amidst its ever-flickering lights, cunningly evading the traps laid for her. It's almost like she knows how to use stealth. What a concept. She is a kunoichi, a female ninja dedicated to recovering a treasure of the dragon lineage from the fiends who stole it. Bathed in the moonlight, a deadly beauty races towards her final battle. I wonder who this could be.
So, the Black Spider Clan is after more than just the demon statue. For you, for the village, find the eye.
Yeah, so we are back here, just at night. Oh, look, she sent a message. The message being death. I really love the bows at the back of her costume here. It really looks like butterfly wings.
I feel like a bug in a spider's web. Looks like I found the right place.
Alright, so, as you can imagine from the weapons that Ayane has, which we will go over the descriptions of it after this fight, but yeah, they are smaller weapons, but they are lighter weapons. That means that Ayane would be the character that does the least amount of damage, but she would be the fastest character, especially if you compare it to Momiji or Rachel. Especially Rachel, because Rachel's like the powerful, slow one, in fact. So, yeah. With Ayane, most of her attacks are kind of multi-hitters, mostly because she... Boy, does she love to spin. Here, this is her X combo. Yeah. I'm just pressing X right now, and just look at the amount of spins she is doing. That's just part of her whole toolkit of spinning around. This is her ultimate technique for this game. Yeah. Okay. So, having those bases set up, here's the thing about her Fumakodachi. That's the name of her two weapons. Those who have watched my stream of Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, where I played through Ayane's chapters, would know that there's an interesting quirk with Ayane, where her X attacks would usually be the sword attacks, and the Y attacks would be the kick attacks. Well, because of how the combat system works, that means that the Y attack has to be the strong attacks. That means that her kicks are actually stronger than her sword attacks. And that is very much the case with the fact that her Flying Swallow is a kick. And that kick can actually decapitate people. So, just gonna... I'm just going to do her Flying Swallow, and let's see what the results are. There. That's one decapitation. That's another decapitation. And there's another decapitation. Yeah, so, again, her kicks are deadly as hell in this game. So, if you are having trouble with Ayane's chapters, just identify which attacks are her kick attacks, which usually would be the triangle attacks. Yeah, like this is the fourth triangle, for example, and yeah, this would be her Flying Swallow, which has a name. Let's see. While jumping forward, Y Afterglow Bracer. That's a name. All right. So yeah, the Afterglow Bracer. That's this move where she does like a diving kick. And that diving kick can actually decapitate people. So yeah, if you are having trouble, this is actually the safest move for her. And just as a reminder for, in terms of the combat system, you can press X and A at the same time to do the wind run, which is why this after image appears, which makes you jump towards the nearest enemy. If there's no nearest enemy, then you just jump forward. But yeah, that makes it so that you don't actually have to press forward Y in the air. Like, if I jump normally and I press forward Y, yeah, that does the... What was the name again? I'm so terrible at names sometimes. Afterglow Bracer. Yeah, so normally you jump forward and press forward and Y for the Afterglow Bracer. This. But if you use the wind run, all you have to do is just press Y. You don't actually have to press forward Y because you already are jumping towards the nearest enemy. So, there you go. Just pressing X and A at the same time to do the wind run and then press Y. There you go. And that's the Afterglow Bracer. Okay. In terms of fights, this fight is actually optional. You can just run towards that door over there if you want. There is, however, an additional fight that happens if you go this way. Still, I will just fight all the enemies one by one. Sometimes... Oh yeah, so sometimes the RNG gods aren't working in your favor, and turns out that the Afterglow Bracer doesn't really do the decapitation. But still, you might as well just keep trying until you actually do decapitate an enemy. Alright, but yeah, this is an additional fight. You don't actually need to do this fight, but you do get a grains of spiritual life from it, and, well, depending on whether you are... if you are confident enough in your ability to just fight these werewolves as Ayane, it might be worth it to do this additional fight just to get that grain of spiritual life. Otherwise, if you feel like, oh, I actually do have to use the healing items just to beat these guys, then it might be worth it to just skip this fight altogether, because it would not be worth it to grab a healing item just to use that healing item for that fight anyway. Still, I have already shown this Afterglow Bracer is like the biggest overpowered move of Ayane in this game, and even those werewolves kinda did not have much of a chance against it. So keep that in mind, that it is very much possible to fight most enemies as Ayane using just the Afterglow Bracer. That said, let's actually use the other moves as well, because the Fumokodachi also has certain ground moves, like love that, yeah. Because she actually has her own type of Izuna drop, which is the Lightwing Izuna. This takes a lot more X attacks in the air. So yeah, it's kind of like an opposite of Rachel, whereas Rachel has like the easiest Izuna drop, that being X, Y, and then Y again. For you don't need to do any X attacks in the air. Whereas for Ayane, yeah, that's X, Y, X, 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 Y. So that's 5 X's. Oh, wait. Yeah, 5 X's in the air before you actually do the Izuna drop. I can't do this against the werewolves. So I will just beat them first, and then in the next fight, I will be able to use it against some enemies that actually can be Izuna dropped. But still, there we go. Let's just take care of this, and also take care of some lore, in fact, because what is this Fumokodachi that she is using? So, Fumokodachi, a pair of short swords of the sort used by legendary ninja. Alright, a pair of short blades handed down within the Tenjin school. Tenjin would be the Mugen Tenjin clan that is what Ayane is part of. Kazumi and Hayate of Dead or Alive are part of that same clan. Well, okay, technically Kazumi isn't, because she is a runaway ninja, but yeah. Kodachi is a catch-all term for any short Japanese sword. Easy to manipulate, they are ideal weapons for rapid slashing attacks to take an initiative and keep an enemy on his toes. They are particularly suitable as complements to physical attacks, allowing one to weave kicks and slices into a combo offensive that denies an enemy the chance to counterattack. Forged with blades as thin as possible for lightness, what they lack in reach, they make up for with damage in close-range attacks. The name comes from the legendary Fuma clan, a famed group of medieval ninja that favored these weapons. Funnily enough, the Fuma clan is going to be kind of related to the rant that I was pointing to, but we'll get there when we get there. In addition, hey, we've seen this several times in the previous Ninja Gaiden game. Flash kunai, explosive kunai darts equipped with spinning iris flower fuses. Well, it didn't explode in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, but yeah, this is essentially her weaponized version of these kunai. Throwing knives that explode upon penetrating a target. When thrown, the iris flower spins and ignites a fuse, which upon impact is brought into contact with explosive material mounted on the grip, detonating it. The tip features reversed spikes designed to make the kunai difficult to remove quickly after impact, enhancing its effectiveness. This is a weapon of both beauty and brutality. Yeah, if you actually look closely, there is like reversed spikes there to make it more difficult to actually pull it out. Or I guess you can pull it out, but it's gonna do a lot of damage as you pull it out, you could say. Alright, and then there's the Art of the Raging Mountain God, a powerful ninpo spell that pulverizes enemies with a shockwave. Ooh, okay. The Art of the Raging Mountain God is a secret Tenjin technique. Chanting the words and performing the gestures imbues one's fist with the aura of all nature and creation, allowing them to release an earthquake-like shockwave that pummels opponents. The actual amount of aura generated is directly proportional to the psychic energy of the user. A powerfully focused individual can use it to move heaven and earth, while a less spiritually advanced individual may find themselves sucked into the raging vortex of pure energy generated by their own spell. Yeah, this was introduced in Dead or Alive. Unfortunately, we have only seen Ayane use it, and Ayane clearly is capable of using it well. Yo, what? Yeah. But unfortunately, I would have loved it if we have seen someone fail at it. Like right now, we just get the idea of, okay, apparently, if you do fail at it, you might just be sucked into the raging vortex of pure energy by your own spell. So it is a very dangerous spell to use. So, but the thing is, Ayane is so skilled, she never really gets in trouble for it. I would love to actually see the consequence of it, just to actually emphasize how skillful Ayane is to be able to use this without any of the drawbacks, you know? All right, but yeah, that's the lore thing of her weapons and all that, and I might as well grab the item up here. Back when Ryu was here, you could get the Talisman of Rebirth here. Here it's just the Grains of Spiritual Life, so I don't know if someone replaced that in the meantime, but either way, I think we're gonna face off against some enemies that I can actually Izuna drop. So let's Lightwing Izuna, I guess, for Ayane. So let's see. So oh, come on. Yeah, like I said, a lot more X attacks in the air. So, just like with the normal Izuna drop, my recommendation is to not count the X attacks and instead just look at the animation. With Ryu, his Izuna drop activates if you press Y while he is slashing upwards in the sky. So he first does 2 horizontal slashes, then he does a vertical slash upwards. During that is when you press Y to use the Izuna drop. Whereas with Ayane, just press Y while she is spinning upwards in the air. So I'll just try again. Oh. Come on. There we go. Okay, spinning horizontally, like it's like she's helicoptering up into the sky for a bit. That is when you press Y. That is when the Izuna drop happens with Ayane. So let's see. Yeah. There. You can also just kind of listen to her, like that ha move or yell that she does. That is the moment when you're supposed to use the press the Y button to do the Izuna drop. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Sheesh. These enemies are... There we go. Oh, sheesh. They are very relentless today. Ah, there we go. So. Yeah. When she does the ha thing, that's when you press Y. Anyway, I'm still gonna try not to use the Izuna drop too much because it might be complicated to people, but I did nice, yeah. But I did talk about the Ninpo. Might as well just actually use it. So here's the art of the mountain god. Yeah, well, there you go. In my video essay of Ayane, someone gave a funny comment where they said Ayane is like the most violent teenager out there, and that Ellie of Last of Us has nothing on her. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but I think it's kind of unfair, really, because just look at look at that Art of the Mountain God spell that she can do compared to Ellie. Like, okay, sure, but Ellie's just is just someone trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. I don't think it's fair to compare them, really. But yeah, I guess in a way it's true what they're saying. She still chooses to use the spell. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. Also, when I talked about the spinning of Ayane, yeah, again, here's the X combo. The X combo is just nothing but spinning. Yeah, the spinning is not just her attacks. The spinning is also in her wall running. Like, just look at the way she wall runs. There, she actually spins around while she's wall running. It's impressive, but it's like I wonder if she's expending extra energy just to do that. Oh, Ayane. Alright. Alright. Action. So unnecessary, I know. Were there any other additional things here? Yeah, because I just fought all these enemies and... No, I already grabbed that. Okay. Then I think that should be it here. So yeah, I'll just continue right now. Okay, on harder difficulties, this fight would be the one that people would have a lot of trouble with. Mostly because these enemies will very much crowd you. And this is also a slightly claustrophobic area to fight. And while Ayane is fast, she does not have a lot of big room clearer moves. Like the big room clearer move for her would be either her ultimate technique or her ninpo. But the ninpo, of course, is a limited thing. Like I can only use it 2 more times right now. Well, technically, I guess I can use the Devil's Way Mushroom to get a 1 additional ninpo. But yeah, still, there's only a limited amount of uses for them. But to that, again, the safest method for Ayane is still to just use the Afterglow Bracer. The Afterglow Bracer is still like such a safe move. It's like Ryu's Flying Swallow also has the chance to decapitate an enemy, but the rate of decapitation for Ayane's Afterglow Bracer is way higher by comparison. So with Ryu, if the Flying Swallow did not decapitate an enemy, it might not be worth it to try again because of the RNG and all that. Whereas with Ayane, if at first you don't succeed, you might as well just try again, really. And maybe the randomization, there we go, it just happens to work again in your favor. So, yeah. If you want a cheap tactic with Ayane, it would be the Afterglow Bracer. Otherwise, her regular X combo, well, there's a lot of spinning, but it does have a good chance of taking off a limb as well. So you can just do an obliteration technique afterwards. So yeah, this fight always ends with those 3 Black Spire Ninjas, which usually are the ones that have like the most amount of health. So yeah, that's the 2 that you would usually get kind of get in trouble with Ayane at the harder difficulties. But we are playing at hero difficulty, so the amount of health that they have is still not as much as you would have in harder difficulties. And in addition, as much health as they have, they do not survive getting decapitated. Let me put it like that. So yeah. Question for your chat: is this the kind of game you would play? Is this the kind of game you would play? All right. So, like I have said several times with Momiji and with Rachel, Muramasa gives a discount to the girls because, well, okay, out of universe is because the chapters of the girls is a lot shorter, so there's less chances to save up money. But in universe, I do kind of wonder, like, Muramasa, do you just hate Ryu in particular? I wonder. Anyway, if you happen to have the money to get a Talisman Rebirth, might as well get a Talisman Rebirth. Otherwise, my recommendation actually would be to fill up your inventory so that you can get more uses of this single chapter. So yeah. So yeah, I guess now I do have several uses of the Ninpo if I need to. You would get a free Grain Spiritual Life here if you need it, so... Okay, okay. There again, I simply used the X combo and that, still was able to get rid of a limb. Here, this got rid of another limb, and thus I can just use the obliteration technique by pressing Y. Oh, and we even get a red essence here. That means that we actually have a full Ninpo to use. That's nice. Alright, so that was just a dead end just to bring these enemies. When you have defeated these enemies, that's when that door opens. So it was just a case of walking around until enemies appear, and then after beating them, that will open the door to the next environment. Okay, yeah, I do already have full health, so I guess if you still took damage, you might as well just use a grain of spiritual life here, even if it's just a little damage, if you already have a full inventory, you might as well just use it to fully heal and then grab the grain of spiritual life to refill your inventory. Because this next area here, that's gonna be the last of Ayane's chapter. It's just one big fight and then the boss battle. That's Ayane's chapter. Might as well just point out that Ayane's aiming is not with the bow and arrow. That's still simply with the with her flash kunais. So compared to that, the market place, this is a much bigger area, which even though there are probably more enemies here, this is generally speaking, this is an easier fight, mostly because you have more space to just kind of run around and get out of harm's way. That's less the case. Oh, hey. Okay. Well, if there's a red essence, might as well just use an info and absorb the red essence, and now you have a full key meter again. But yeah, in the market, it's a bit of a crowded area, so you would not have as much chances to just run away to a safer area. Whereas here, because this is such a large area, you can just kind of jump away and move to safety for a bit. Just get some breathing room. It's especially useful in Ninja Gaiden to do that, in fact, mostly because while the enemies are fast, all of your playable characters are still faster than those enemies. Like, if I look, I'm just simply doing this constant trick of dash, jump, dash, jump, dash, jump. Sure, they are kind of keeping up, but they can't really catch up to you. So you are kind of in control about how far away you and the enemy are. Oh yeah, that's the counterattack, and well, counterattack usually would be the kind of move that has a good chance of taking off a limb, and thus you can just follow it up with obliteration technique. And here's the Izuna drop again, just to show it. Right, we were here to find the dragon's eye, right?
Well, well, if it isn't the Tenjin girl.
You're the Spider Ninja Clan's witch. I thought you died a long time ago. Where is the eye?
You've got some fight in you. Is this what you're looking for?
That is one place to put the dragon's eye.
I'll show you the power of the dragon's eye.
Okay, so like always, when you fight a boss for the first time, try to observe their attacks first. Don't immediately start attacking, and instead just... Now you know that she has that stretchy arm attack that is a grab attack. So yeah, now you know, and just try to identify that. And also, if she kind of twists her body like that, that means that she is about to do that twirly attack, for example. So yeah, just instead of immediately attacking, just take the time to kind of study their attacks first. That said, who is this fiend witch? Are we missing some context here? Yes, actually, because even though we went from Ninja Gaiden Sigma to Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, so you would think, okay, 1 to 2, that means that we had not missed anything. Actually, we have missed something. There is a Nintendo DS game called Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, which is the actual introduction of Momiji that we have already played in entry number 2. And not only is it Momiji's introduction, it's also her introduction. Obaba is her name. And she, yeah, as Ayane says, she is the Black Spider Ninja's clan's witch. And another thing to point out about Obaba, boy does she refuses to die. Well, more so, she refuses to stay dead, you could say. Like, clearly, Ryu has killed her in Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, and now she's back. Ayane is now going to kill her. She's going to come back in Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. She gets killed by Ryu and Momiji in Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, and then she just comes back with a new body in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Like I said, I guess her witchcraft just includes not being able to die permanently, you could say. So yeah, that's a thing with her. Just every single time that you see her dying, take it with a grain of salt, really. Anyway, having said all that, so I hope you had enough time to kind of look at what kind of attack she has, because the thing with her is that what you have to do is try to get behind her, because despite the fact that she has that twirly attack, most of the time she will need a bit of a wind-up to actually use that attack. And if you do notice that she's using that attack, which again, she uses that mostly when you are close, you can in fact block it. Like, here I will just attack her, and then just, oh, of course she can do the grab attack, so that's a different issue. But still, you can easily survive that. But yeah, okay, you know what? I'm actually going to heal just to show that you don't need hero mode to block that twirl. Yeah, here, I'm just blocking it. You can simply block that attack. So what you can do is simply what I just did. Just use the X combo on her. And if you notice that she is twisting her body to do that twirly attack, just hold block. So yeah, that's essentially the most basic way to actually fight her. Still, it is nice to still learn what her attacks are, especially because you can still be surprised by different moves, but most of the time if you are close, she will do that twirly attack instead. So if you just prepare for that, well, yeah, I keep failing and dodging these attacks, but which goes to show that this game isn't really that punishing in terms of damage in hero difficulty. But yeah, still, just keep attacking her with the X combo and block her attacks when she tries to counter you with the twirl. And that's Ayane's chapter.
Gotta get this to you.
Well, we'll follow that up in a later chapter. So, speaking of Dead or Alive, little cameo of Kasumi here. Yeah, this would be Kasumi before she actually is a runaway ninja, which means she is just kind of looking after Ayane right now. Yeah, just a nice little cameo. I like that she actually teleports with the Sakura petals, which is essentially how she teleports in the Dead or Alive games. All right, so that is chapter 11. Now we are returning back to Ryu in chapter 12, Heart of Darkness. Elizabeth's trail leads to an ominous realm in South America. Funnily enough, a different temple in the NES Ninja Gaiden is also in South America. So I don't know if all these evil temples are just all in South America or something. But this unholy land conceals the final component to resurrecting the Archfiend. Ryu Hayabusa penetrates its dark mangroves that teem with the heavily armed forces of the Black Spider Ninja Clan on a path to the lair of the Archfiend. Ryu journeys through a jungle far from civilization, a mysterious place where the secrets of the ancients dwell. Alright? So, I make jokes about how Ryu does not use stealth. Funnily enough, we are going to see Ryu using stealth again. Like, granted, it's not like he never uses stealth, but it's always fascinating when we do see it. Like, oh, he's kind of hiding in the waters right now and just sneaking past enemy patrol. Ryu, what happened to you? What's going on? So yeah, I guess somewhere down the line, Ryu is kind of a ninja. Alright. So, these enemies might be a little bit familiar for players of Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So, the tactic to fight against them is still essentially the same as in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. In fact, we have essentially the perfect weapon to do that, because the Enma's Fang essentially is like a new version of the Dabilaro, and we kept using the Dabilaro to fight against these pillbugs. So, just do the same thing. Just charge your ultimate technique, and just let the area of effect ultimate technique just kill a lot of them at the same time, because they don't have a lot of health. That means that a single big hit from the ultimate technique is probably enough to kill multiple of them at the same time. That said, sometimes the geometry of the level does work against you, which is unfortunate. If the Enma's Fang, does that glitch a bit too often because of the uneven environment, the Eclipse Scythe can also kind of do the same thing, because, well, that's like a shockwave that keeps going forward. That's enough to kill multiples of those pillbugs. And here Ryu is running on water, because, of course, you can just train to do that. Okay, so there's a bunch of enemies here that are gonna shoot rockets at you, and because, well, most of the time, if the enemies are nearby, Muramasa would not actually activate his statues. But I guess in this case, I guess they're just far away. Still, if you want to attack these guys, either you can use the bow and arrow, or you just run towards them with the water run, and then use the Y attack to do the Flying Swallow. You can also press X and A while on the water to jump if you need that to dodge an enemy attack. Yeah. If you're on the water, just pressing Y makes Ryu jump automatically to do the Flying Swallow. And that's usually the best way to quickly reach those enemies as they are firing those rockets. Anyway, so we have 9,000 essence right now, which is not enough to upgrade any of our weapons to level 3. But yeah, we already have leveled up all the weapons to level 2. So I guess in a way I kept saying wait until you've leveled everything up to level 2 before you actually level anything to level 3. We've already gone past that. So we already fully upgraded the Eclipse Scythe, we already fully upgraded the Kusarigama, and the Lunar Staff, and the Dragon Sword. I chose the Dragon Sword mostly out of my own taste, because I just main the Dragon Sword either way. But personally, I think the Eclipse Scythe, the Kusarigama, and the Lunar Staff are the most important ones to actually get to level 3. After that, it's your own choice, really. Like, maybe these 3 already happen to be your main weapons by this point. in which case, go ahead and just stick to them, I guess. But if you feel like, for example, oh, actually, I very much like the Vigorian Flails. Okay, then upgrade the Vigorian Flails rather than the Dragon Sword that I did. At this point, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. The only thing is that I think the Falcon Talons are already very useful at level 2, and level 3 is still very useful, but you don't need it as much. Whereas with the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, you are going to get a free upgrade to level 4 the further you get in the story. So if you don't actually use the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang that much, you might as well just leave that at level 2 if you want. Or if you do think, no, actually, I'm maining the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, then go ahead and level that up level 3. Again, by this point, after the Eclipse Scythe, the Kusarigama, and the Lunar Staff, I don't think there's a more optimal thing afterwards. So by then, it's just your own choice, really. Oh, more rockets. Okay, so just as a reminder throughout this entire thing, the Ikaruga combo, the XXY combo, that is still pretty much one of the most reliable combos for Ryu with the Dragon Sword. Well, it's not just a Dragon Sword, really. Like, most weapons have, like, a powerful attack with the XXY command. Like, the Vigorian Flail. That is still a very useful combo to use. Enma's Fang, XXY. That's still a useful combo to use. Tonfa, XX. Oh, well, Tonfa doesn't have an XXY. Okay, so there you go. But still, Eclipse Scythe, XXY. Yeah, that's also a very useful combo. Dragon's Claw, Tiger's Fang, XXY. And Kusarigama, XXY. Yeah. XXY. Lunar Staff, XXY. So yeah, just the relatively consistent thing with Ryu is that XXY usually is a very reliable combo to use. So speaking of stealth, yeah, I kind of find this hilarious, really, because oh, okay, so if we're doing stealth, oh, you can actually blow up these searchlights. Okay, so do you get any bonuses by doing this? Is this going to give us like a stealth bonus or something? No, the moment you enter here, those enemies are going to attack you anyway. So I guess those searchlights are just there for aesthetics, really. So I don't know. I did remember the first time I got here, I was like, oh, is there like a stealth bonus or something? No, it's nothing changes, really. Okay, but yeah, I'm going this way because right here is where a crystal skull would be. So just keep that in mind if you are collecting the crystal skulls. This is essentially the part of the uh-oh, yeah. Restart stream. Oh boy, why? Well, what's happening? Same with LAN had, I think. Need to reload player. I don't think I missed anything. No, my stream has not been interrupted in the meantime. So, okay, well, okay, well, just reload the player, I guess. But yeah, as far as I know, everything still seems to be working on my end. So I'm just gonna continue right now. Yeah, stream time seems fine. Okay, good. Yeah, so I guess it was just a little thing with the Twitch player, maybe. There is a chest over here. This just gives you some blue essence to heal if you are having trouble with this fight. In fact, I feel like that's... No, okay, so there's a Life of the Gods in this one. So, yeah, if you're here, try to find these stairs to go up in order to reach this Life of the Gods. And yeah, I kept recommending to run over the water just to attack those enemies. Still, bow and arrow is still, or the Fiend's Bane bow is still an option. Well, okay. I think this is not the best position to do this. Okay, well, I hit him there. Yeah. So yeah. That's also a way to kind of deal with these guys. And I guess Ninpo was an option here as well, because again, there are chests all over the place that give you red essences just to refill your Ninpo. So that's always an option as well. Yeah, this is where these guys were as they were firing all those rockets in that direction. So, you might notice, well, that's a peculiar little thing here. Is there, almost feels like there would have been a puzzle here. There would have been a puzzle here. They removed it. Anyway, we'll just continue. Okay. Oh, hey, passage time. It's daylight now. Okay, well, funny little thing about that. What if you backtrack then? Like, this is daylight now, and if I just swim back, now it's back to nighttime. I guess this underwater gate here just changes the time of day. That's fascinating, isn't it? All right. Actually, yeah, I might as well just show that you can just kind of run over the water this way, and then from here you will see several things. First of all, you see this over here. If you did not have all the crystal skulls, there would have been the crystal skull over there. In order to reach that crystal skull, you need to swing over these tree branches, and you get to those tree branches by, let's see, yeah, climbing over that rope over there. So that is the reason why I'm swinging over these tree branches to reach over there. There are, however, some pillbugs here, and I did say that the Eclipse Scythe is another option to kill these bugs. There you go. So yeah, if the Enma's Fang is glitching a bit because of the uneven ground, you can instead just do this. This still kind of gets the same results, really. Okay. There's a bunch of enemies on the other side there. Yeah. If you're too eager, you might actually just grab onto this rope, and then suddenly these guys will actually shoot you off the rope. So, or they just miss. Oh, okay. Well, they can shoot you off the rope. Let me put it like that. But, yeah, if you have a little bit more of a calm mind, you might actually just notice that they were there already. So, just use the Fiend's Bane bow. Or, you know what? Instead of Fiend's Bane bow, you can also choose to use the Howling Cannon instead. Both are fine. Alright, so, let's switch back over to the... Well, okay, what haven't I used in a while? I haven't used the Figure and Flail in a while. Sure. Alright, so, like I said, we're climbing over this rope. This is so we can reach over to this side where these rocket guys were. But if you position yourself correctly, you would be able to swing over those tree branches. So let's try that. So, yeah, okay. Ah, dang. Okay, yeah. You do need to reposition a little bit just to properly reach that other tree branch. So let's try that again. Oh, no. At least after beating those enemies, you don't need to actually beat them again. They don't respawn. Speaking of which, those pillbugs, you can skip them if you want. That said, you still have to deal with those two rocket guys in order to actually get past this part. Alright, still. Alright. Okay. So, it might be tempting to just immediately jump again, but you're gonna have to kind of move a little bit to the side just to properly reach this branch over here. And yeah, here is where a crystal skull would be. That's why the pedestal is there. And there's also a statue of Muramasa here. So if you need any upgrades or items, here you go. We still don't have enough money to upgrade a weapon to level 3. But in fact, if you are lacking in money, if you are lacking in money, the thing with the pillbox is still very similar to Ninja Gaiden Sigma, as in you are, if you are going to use ultimate techniques all the time, you might as well just absorb the essence so that you get the multiplied amount of essence out of that. So with that in mind, actually, I will just use the Vigorian Flail just to fight off against the next few enemies. Might as well just have an Izuna drop here just to complete things. Oh, yeah, there. Might as well just point out that, again, with the Izuna drop of Ryu, just, you don't need to count the amount of X's in the air. Just wait until in the animation, Ryu just slashes upwards, and that is when you press Y, and that will result in Izuna drop. So, just same thing here. There. He just slashes upwards, and that is when you will press Y in order to use the Izuna drop. That's also a thing that the Vigorian Flail can do. Instead of pressing X in the air after the XY attack, you can also press Y, and that will make Ryu do the red hot iron brand, the flying swallow of the Vigorian Flail, to an airborne enemy, and you can juggle the enemy that way. So yeah. Oh, come on. There. So that's a fun thing you can do. In fact, it might actually be easier for some people to do this instead of the Izuna drop, because you don't need to switch around between X and Y attacks. You're just pressing more Y after pressing XY. So XY, come on, XY, Y, Y, Y. There. So that might be a little bit easier with the Vigorian Flail. All right, but yeah, I am gonna switch over to the Enma's Fang because I did say that. Oh god. Well, this enemy. There's two of them. All right, sure. Well, might as well just show the Izuna drop of this one. Yeah, for the Enma's Fang, the difficult thing with the Enma's Fang by comparison is the fact that they're all slashes upwards. So in that case, that's just that is kind of going to be a case of counting the amount of slashes that Ryu does. So yeah, you just watch along as I do this Izuna drop here. X, Y. Oh, there. So it's 2 slashes. So just kind of count 1 slash and then another slash, then press Y. So that's a little bit less of a logical thing to think about compared to the other ones, but still, it is something you can do. Either way, like I said, we are going to fight off against a bunch of these pillbugs right now, which is a good opportunity to just use the Enma's Fang's ultimate technique to kill a bunch of them at the same time. Then you just absorb the essence. Like right now, I already have reached 18,000 essence now. All right, absorbing more of these. And we have already reached 20,000. So we already have enough money or essence to upgrade one of our weapons to level 3. And now we have 21,000. So yeah, use these pillbugs to farm money if you need to. Now, something is removed here. this is a good removal. Like, I'm not saying that everything that is removed is a bad thing. In fact, this is one of those things that I do think, oh yeah, they removed a boss battle here, which was not a fun boss battle at all. And yeah, it did not actually add much to the story anyway. So really, out of all things to remove, yeah, that was a good removal. You did not even know that they actually removed anything. So yeah, this is actually something that I would point out is a good removal. All right, so these guys are kind of familiar for those who have played in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Yeah, the ghouls, the zombies, they have upgraded themselves to also have cannons and chainsaw hands now. So that's quite an upgrade. However, Ryu has upgraded himself as well in the meantime. So the thing with Ninja Gaiden Sigma's zombies or ghouls is that they you could cut off their limbs, but Ryu did not have the obliteration technique. So he did not have the ability to simply insta-kill an enemy who has lost a limb. Now, that's still the case. You can still cut off a limb, but now Ryu has the obliteration technique. So, as much of a trouble that these guys were in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, or at least the previous versions of these guys, now, hey, you cut off you cut off an arm. Obliteration technique. So yeah, just keep using the same techniques that you used to cut off a limb, and there you go. Use an obliteration technique against them to immediately get rid of them. That makes them a lot easier compared to Ninja Gaiden Sigma. By comparison, there's this big skull worm here. Yeah, these guys, they are the annoying ones, really. So, what's the best way to fight against them? Well, my recommendation is just try to keep attacking them with strong combos and just try to move away from them as they try to attack. They do have relatively slow attacks. The problem is that they usually mix in with a bunch of other enemies, so you are kind of you're kind of busy dealing with all these other enemies, and then suddenly this guy shows up and yeah, buries into the ground and then just knocks you from below. So yeah, that is what makes them annoying. So if you can, my recommendation would be to kind of focus on them first. But yeah, they do have like a moderate amount of health, so do keep that in mind. If you look around over here, I'm pretty actually if you did not have this crystal skull, the crystal skull would be just around here. I don't know the exact place where it is, but most of the time it just pops out, really. So it is, I mean, it glows compared to the entire environment here. So just take note that there is supposed to be a crystal skull over here somewhere in this fight. And in addition, that fight was optional, by the way. Like, the moment you got here, you could have just gone this way. So yeah, that was a fight that you could have skipped if you wanted to. Ooh. There. Yeah, again, just keep using the moves that would take off a limb, and usually it works out against these guys, so you just use an obliteration technique afterwards. Okay, so this would be a moment where they actually lock you in this fight. So there are these big monster fish over here, as well as those ghouls on the other side there. Best way to kind of deal with this is to kind of go around in a wide berth around these guys if possible. Still, most of the time they don't damage you that much. So if they do bite you. Just mash buttons and just get off of them. Buddy, are you doing okay? Okay, well, either way, what you want to do is get to those two. Boy, that guy is. Anyway, yeah, you want to go to those two, but do reach this little island over here because, well, this guy is the Devil's Waste mushroom, as well as there's a Jewel of Demon Seal over here, and right now, all of the ninpo that I use personally are already fully upgraded. But maybe you chose a different path of how to upgrade these ninpo. That's up to you. But either way, right now I actually don't need to upgrade the ninpo anymore because I don't actually use the Art of the Flame Phoenix that much anyway. Still, might as well just fully upgrade everything now we can. So I'm just gonna start upgrading the Art of the Flame Phoenix. And you know what? Just for completion, I might as well just actually show that every upgrade of the Art of the Flame Phoenix adds another Phoenix. So it used to be like one Phoenix that kind of flies around you. Now, oh, no, it used to be two, I guess. And now it's three. So now there are three of these Flame Phoenixes flying around. So yeah. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. But since we did use an ninpo, and this guy happens to have a Devil's Way mushroom, so might as well just use a Devil's Way mushroom to refill your key meter, and now we have a full key meter again. Alright, so, thing is, I don't think you need to kill these enemies, but if you do want to kill them, you can just use the bow and arrow from here. Like, they can't really attack you when you are on land, so might be a little bit tedious. In fact, usually I just kind of skip them, but yeah, you can just keep firing the bow and arrows to kill these guys, mostly because, well, you have the auto target in this game anyway, so it's not like you need to actually aim much. Just keep shooting the arrows. So, we are heading towards another unskippable fight, because, there. So, now we actually have to fight these enemies. But, besides these, ghouls, there's also these, pillbugs, which is a good opportunity to start farming for more money. The only thing is that, well, as slow as these enemies are, these ghouls are, they do still have those cannons, so do watch out, because those cannons would actually interrupt the charging of your ultimate technique. So be careful about that. Just kind of keep them, yeah, just kind of keep them in view so you can kind of see, okay, he is about to shoot with his cannon there. So still, most of the time, the range of the Enma's Fang's ultimate technique is still pretty far, that you will likely kill at least a few pillbugs. Although, at this point, I actually have killed all the pillbugs, so I'm just gonna skip over to Dragon Sword. Dragon Sword is still pretty much the most reliable weapon here. Yeah, to cut off a limb, and then use the obliteration technique. Nope, come on. There we go. There, it's a pretty simple little combo to do. Just use the Ikaruga combo and then press Y afterwards to do the obliteration technique. Oh, there's still one guy there. Huh. Were you lost, buddy? Boy, Ryu gets covered by all this green blood. That's at least the sword will be clean. It's just that he himself, it doesn't look that clean. Anyway, there is a Muramasa statue here, and we do have enough money to at least upgrade one weapon to level 3. So, which one am I going to upgrade to level 3? Like I said, I would say that the Dragon Claw and Tiger's Fang and the Falcon's Talons, they would be the least important to get to level 3 by comparison. Not because they are useless so much as they are useful enough at level 2 that you might as well just make the other weapons more useful. I think I'm going to choose to upgrade the Figorian Flail to level 3 because that's kind of an interesting thing. Figorian Flail could only reach level 2 in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and this is how the level 2 of the Figorian Flail looks like in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So with that in mind, what does a Figorian Flail look like at level 3 then? Boy, Muramasa really made it very serrated, you could say. All right, yeah. So now the description: a vicious flail made during the Middle Ages in the Vigor Empire. Oh yeah, it does look vicious. I will give it that. All right. So let's see, what can the Vigorian flail do now that it's level 3? Well, Muramasa added that to this. Wow. All right. So do notice that besides the normal Izuna drop, which is just X, Y, X, 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 Y, level 3 also adds a much bigger Izuna drop. Just look at that. Okay, X, X, 4, X, 4, X, 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 Y, X, 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 Y. So yeah, what is the deal with that? Okay, well, thing is, we already have the 4th X attack during the combo. That just ends up with this. So yeah, we already know that move. The thing is, with level 3, this now can change into an Izuna drop. Because while Ryu is spinning the flail like this, you can now press Y to go up in the air. And thus, there we go. So now that can turn into an Izuna drop. So that is pretty much the big thing that the Vigorian Flail has added at level 3. Unfortunately, this tunnel doesn't change the time of day. It would be hilarious if just every single tunnel just changes to the time of day in this chapter. Well, I don't feel like the Black Spire Ninjas are, that their partnership with the Fiends are working out that much. Yeah, well, we have in fact read several diaries which pretty much point out that working with the Fiends is pretty dangerous because the Fiends are still instinctual in terms of attacking humans. So even if you are working with the Fiends, well, that doesn't stop those Fiends from attacking you, you know? Which is why we saw those dead Black Spire Ninjas. Alright. So, okay, come think of it, I don't think there's any enemies here that I can properly Izuna drop with the Vigorian Flails now, so I am going to switch over to the Enma's Fang just to do the thing that I... okay. There we go. Yeah, okay. Fortunately, he did not do the cannon attack, so I can simply fully charge the ultimate technique there. Okay, it just did not reach this build bug. Oh well. Oh yeah, again, the special thing about the Enma's Fang is the fact that it can actually launch bigger enemies in the air. Doesn't always mean that you can Izuna drop them, just means that you can just at the very least juggle them in the air a little bit. Alright, so let's focus on the pill box so we can get a bit more money. Alright, let's see, how much do we have? We have 16,000, so we're getting close to having another 20,000 to fully upgrade a weapon. But before we head that way, I do want to... Oh, hey, there's another Billbug. Oh, multiples. Yeah, sure. If they are heading this way, might as well just charge up. There we go. So, before we head that way, which is where we're supposed to go, again, if you need a reminder of where you're supposed to go, just hold the center camera trigger, and there you go. Ryu will actually point to where you're supposed to be going. But that also means that if you know where you're supposed to be going, try looking the other way, because right there, it would be another crystal skull. So just go this way in order to grab the crystal skull over here. What's funny is that this crystal skull is moved compared to where it was in the original Xbox 360 Ninja Gaiden 2. The original Xbox 360 Ninja Gaiden 2 had the skull over here, which it's not like it makes much of a difference, really. Like, both of them are still pretty visible, really. So it's just like, okay, that's a change just to change things. Not saying one is better than the other. It's just, okay, it's a change. Just needed to point out there's a change there. All right. So, next up, there's a little lore thing going on here. So, back when Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 was released, they changed what boss battle is here. In Xbox 360 Ninja Gaiden 2, you would have had to fight 2 flying dragons. Here they changed it to one big dragon instead. The thing is, back then people simply called it the Black Dragon because, well, it's a dragon that's colored black. Makes sense to me. There are several dragons in this franchise. We fought against Smaugen, and we also just fought against the Water Dragon in a previous entry. There is a difference between a regular dragon and a dragon god, because the divine dragons that Ryu's lineage descends from, they are like the part of the 13 divine dragons. So it's almost the difference between a bodybuilder and Zeus, you could say. Like, there's a big difference in terms of lore there. So I just want to point out that as you watch this cutscene over here, oh, I forgot that we had to fight here first. Okay, sure, I'll just fight these enemies. But yeah, when the next cutscene happens, do note that for a long time, I kept seeing the dragon that's gonna appear here as just another dragon. Like, the black dragon. It's just a black dragon. That's just the way you're supposed to look at that, because, well, that's the best way to describe it. It's a black dragon. The thing is that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, that we're playing right now, made it so that there are now names on the... There are now names on the health bars now. So if there is a boss, there is a name on the health bar. So let's see what name they have given this dragon that's gonna appear now. So that flying dragon there, that would have been the dragon that you actually fought in the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2. Instead, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 added this dragon. Like I said, it's a black-colored dragon. Well, okay, the lighting doesn't make him completely black, but yeah, he's meant to be a black dragon. Let's see. What does the health bar say that its name is? Oh! The Dark Dragon! Okay. So, I have to say, as a fan, I was actually very much surprised, because honestly, there's no way, and in my head, there was no way that this is the actual Dark Dragon and Ryu would just not really respond to it. Because just imagine, Ryu's whole story started because of the Dark Dragon. Like, because people wanted his freaking bones. That is what led to Ryu's Hayabusa village getting destroyed the first time. So with that in mind, How is Ryu not saying anything about the Dark Dragon? But yeah, canonically, this is actually the Dark Dragon. If we actually do play Ninja Gaiden 4, they do point out that Ryu has fought against the Dark Dragon 3 times. The first time would be in Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, which I already talked about. The second time would be this fight, and the third time would be before the events of Ninja Gaiden 3 within the backstory of Ninja Gaiden 3, Ninja Gaiden 4. So, like the several years before Ninja Gaiden 4, that is when Ryu fought against the Dark Dragon a third time. So yeah, Ryu has canonically fought against the Dark Dragon 3 times, and thus, this is canonically a fight against the Dark Dragon. It's just that I just think, like, should you make this really the Dark Dragon? I just think it's kind of small to just be the Dark Dragon, is what I'm saying, you know? But yeah, they did explain a way that apparently every different way you resurrect the Dark Dragon makes the Dark Dragon look different. So this is just, I guess, a weaker resurrection of the Dark Dragon, you could say. Alright, so all that lore aside, again, we're fighting this boss for the first time. That means just try to understand what its moves are. Its moves are mostly kind of summoning these fiery geysers and all that. And there is kind of an animation to it. In addition to those geyser attacks, well, there's the stomp attack, and there is also the fact that this Dark Dragon sometimes just goes into the, flies into the air, and will, it almost looks like it's a helicopter that bombards the place with a fiery, I don't know what the name was again, but yeah, it's it looks like a bombardment of fire, you could say. Best way to deal with the Dark Dragon is the trusty Ikaruga combo. Oh, there it is. That's the move I was talking about. The Ikaruga combo is still very useful with the Dragon Sword, so just use X, X, Y, forward Y. Oh. X, X, Y, forward Y. X, X, Y, forward Y. Or, if you want to be a little bit safer, I would actually recommend using the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang and use, what was the name of this attack again? Purgatory Slash. Yeah, so Purgatory Slash is still a safe-ish move to keep using, because it does give slight invincibility frames. What's interesting about this fight against the Dark Dragon is the fact that you will get to use the obliteration technique twice against it, in fact. Like, the first time is just to cut off its tail. Yeah, that is what happens when the Dark Dragon is at half strength, or at half health. Afterwards, just try to weaken the health bar yet again. And just keep trying to dodge these attacks, because the Dark Dragon does damage, does a lot of damage with these attacks. Fortunately, in hero difficulty, you will automatically dodge things anyway once you start hero mode. Still, it's always good to at least try to learn to dodge it yourself. Oh, come on. There. And now we have the other obliteration technique, so this is the actual obliteration technique, you could say. So yeah, good job killing the Dark Dragon a second time, Ryu, but really, you're not gonna say anything about that? It's just... okay, the Dark Dragon is just a boss you fight in the middle of the game. Okay, sure. Just to point out, this is not my actual rant. Like, this is more just me being in disbelief, really, rather than an actual rant. No, the rant is gonna be 2 chapters later. So, that is chapter 12, Heart of the Darkness. So, here is Temple of Sacrifice. I do want to point out that that temple over there, that temple is part of the very first gameplay footage that we ever had of Ninja Gaiden 2. So that's pretty cool. Besides that, this is also part of a very infamous sequence, which, yeah, I will talk about when we get there. Anyway, Chapter 13, The Temple of Sacrifice. A great waterfall parts before Elizabeth as if in fear of the demon statue, held high above her head in a rain of blood. Behind it lies the gaping entrance to a massive cavern. The stench of blood reeks from its sculpted interior. Upon this altar, infernal priest Dagradai will breathe life into the demon statue once again. Ryabusa closes in on his quarry. Yeah, we have read about infernal priest Dagradai. He is the one that apparently turned the 4 rulers into the 4 greater fiends. So clearly, even though he's not a greater fiend, he's clearly someone that the greater fiends kind of bow to almost. So, all right. All right, we were trying to get this demon statue from Elizabeth, weren't we? It's raining blood. Hallelujah? Question mark? Well, to be fair, Ryu is experienced being bathed in blood. It's just usually the blood comes from something rather than just the sky. All right. So, how much money do I have? We have just not enough to actually fully upgrade a weapon to level 3. So, let's instead show that Vigorian Flail's new Izuna drop. So yeah, just while you do this, press Y, and then you can just do an Izuna drop afterwards. So yeah, this is a very extended version of the Izuna drop. Funny thing is, you don't actually need to turn this into an Izuna drop, because just remember, instead of X, Y, and then pressing X to do the Izuna drop, you can also just press Y again to do the Red Hot Iron Brand in the air. That means that this, oh, come on, this can also do the same thing. Like, out of all the Vigorian Flail combos, I just love how ridiculous this combo gets just by the amount of moves that Ryu keeps doing. Like, that was just a single combo, and that single combo already gave me 39 hits. Like, alright. Granted, there were 2 enemies to hit to do that, but still, this single combo here, this is against a single enemy. I did 25 hits just against this single enemy just because I did that combo. It's ridiculous, really. There is an achievement, if I remember correctly, that gives you it's an achievement that you get for 100 hits, if I remember correctly. Let's just say Vigorian Flail is probably the weapon that you will use to get that achievement. Alright. That enemy kept dropping me down there. Alright. So, you're supposed to wall run up there, but most of the time in this game, at least, okay, not this time, but most of the time, if you actually are supposed to wall run over something, check if there is, like, something down there, because sometimes there might be collectibles. Yeah, also, yeah, I keep saying press XY to get both you and the enemy in the air. With Vigorian Flail, you can also just press forward Y and then Y again to essentially do the same thing. So, if you are having trouble switching between the X and the Y buttons, you can just do forward Y and then Y again, and then keep pressing Y yet again. Yeah, that pretty much gets the same result, and you don't need to switch around between pressing X and Y. Just keep pressing Y. So, yeah. Yeah, so, like I said, you're supposed to wall run over there, but, hey, there are some things down there. You might as well just fall down just to get those. First of all, there's Life of the Gods. Yeah, need 3 more just to get in order to get the full upgrade. And yeah, I guess I did use a Grain of Spiritual Life just to heal up for a bit. So now we have a full inventory again. Actually, yeah, if you are even having trouble pressing forward and Y, you don't even need to do that, actually, because if you just press Y 3 times, 1, 2, 3, yeah, that still gets you in the air. I guess the thing with the Vigorian Flail is that the Vigorian Flail just loves bringing you in the air, it turns out, when it is level 3. So that is, that's a very interesting quality of the Vigorian Flail. Okay. Actually, I might as well just point out that whenever you are meant to mash a button in order to get out of an opponent's grip, a little trick I like to do is, in fact, to press X and Y at the same time. Like, just put your finger between the X and the Y button and just keep pressing both of them, because both of those presses count. So that kind of makes it so that a single press counts as 2 presses. So yeah, that's a little trick you can do in terms of button mashing, specifically in this game. I don't know, not all games allow you to do that, but yeah, that's a little trick you can do in terms of button mashing if you are having trouble with button mashing. That enemy just appeared out of nowhere. All right. All right. So there's a diary to read over here. Okay, unfortunately they did not really stick to it here, but in the original Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2, that guy's head would be exposed because some fiends have been eating on him, which is related to the diary, in fact. So, March 3rd. I train intensively every day while I wait to be sent to the front lines. I'm never chosen for the really important missions. They've left me out in the cold for 15 years. March 12th. I've lost weight lately. I wonder if this has anything to do with my recent stomach aches. Regardless, now that I'm lighter, I can run faster. I think I can jump better. That's one way to look at the positive side, I guess. I don't know if you... I think you should be a little bit worried about the stomach aches after losing weight, but okay. March 25th. I've received orders from a special covert for a special covert mission. Our clan's current strategy will take us all over the world. My duty is to scout out ahead, get the lay of the land at each of our destinations, and prepare for the arrival of the others. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for me. Of course, I'm not the only one assigned to such an important mission. Others will join me. Still, this is a great opportunity, and I have to make the most of it. These speedy legs of mine are going to carry me around the world. He really is proud of his lighter weight, I guess. April 4th, my birthday, it turns out. We're entering Fiend territory. Fiend infestations have sprung up throughout the world, and a group of them await us where we're headed. They say that they're allies. Still, they are fiends. Plenty of those beasts will feast on anything that moves. Not that I don't understand that. In the frenzy of combat, members of the dark sect of our clan lose their minds too. April 9th. Those damn fiends, they're eating the dead. They suck out all the fluids, then rip off the skin and tear at the flesh. Those of us who die during our travels are reduced to bare skeletons within hours. I pray I don't suffer the same fate. Yeah, that's why I said in the original he does suffer that fate, which is kind of the irony there. April 20th. I've been hacking through the thick jungle for days now. It looks like I've contracted malaria. Yeah, that might have been the reason why you were losing weight there. My insides are wrenching. I'm out of supplies and I lack the energy to find more. I fought off ever-increasing swarms of fiends as I head to my final destination, the legendary pyramid of Necromantale. Just a little further to go, but I'm too tired to take another step. I think I'll just rest here for a while. Yeah, and him resting, that is essentially how those fiends decided, hey, I'm gonna snack on you. And yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay, I am going to switch over to the Dragon Sword. Like I said, if you do know that enemies are arriving, sometimes you can just take the time to just charge up an ultimate technique in advance. And this next part is pretty much going to be the part where you get to kind of abuse that, in fact. Like, sure, those enemies, these Shadow Flare Fiends do have the ability to shoot projectiles. But, sometimes if you happen to be a little bit lucky, they might not use that because they are just running towards you, giving you the chance to, oh, well, if you did miss like I did, just get the chance to use the ultimate technique as a good start to the battle. And yeah, you would have at least beaten one enemy from that. So, anyone here watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Well, look in the distance over there. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, look at him go. Here he comes. Yeah. Oh, he's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Haha! Anyway, yeah. Well, that's it for him. Goodbye, Sir Lancelot. I think we're getting another one, actually. Or is that for harder difficulties? No, that's... Okay, harder difficulties would give you multiples of them, so yeah. It's kind of comical how more of those Lancelots keep appearing. No, next. Keep missing the ultimate techniques there. Oh. Alright. So this next part is going to be a little bit annoying if you don't know what you're doing, because the ground is poisoned. Yeah, like there's toxic water there. It's not like you die the moment you enter it. No, it just kind of drains your health a little bit. So the first thought might be to try to attack these enemies as quickly as possible before you actually die. Or you do have the Eclipse Scythe, which has the ultimate technique that creates those shockwaves. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and this way you can actually just kind of attack them from a distance. So you don't actually need to fight in those toxic waters. Just abuse this instead. And after beating those enemies... Oh, I thought I was done. But after beating those enemies, that is... Oh. After beating those enemies, that is when you can go to the next area. Yeah, this is not a fight that you can skip, because you have to actually beat these enemies in order to properly open the next thing. Yeah, that thing opens up after beating those enemies. Okay, there is a bunch of pillbox over there, so if you actually want to farm for more money, well, you can go down there and use the ultimate technique. As for the chest over there, that is not that valuable, actually, because it is just blue essence. And considering that it might be possible that you actually get damaged while trying to beat these pill bugs, yeah, in my case, it does fully heal me, but it might be possible that it's actually better for you to just skip them instead. What you should not skip, however, is, well, after wall running over there, just wall run back, and here is where a crystal skull would be. So, yeah. Always keep in mind that the game really does try to trick you by having a momentum as you move forward. Sometimes you have to kind of work against that momentum because it turns out there is a crystal skull hidden there. Yeah, in similar case to this, sure there is, those enemies are in those toxic waters, but it is very much possible to just stick to the grounds that don't have those toxic waters. And Eclipse Scythe still has moves, yeah, the ultimate technique that is essentially a projectile move. Here's a little... Well, I say it's a trap, but you are meant to go this way anyway. But yeah, there is like an open chest here. It might be possible that you would run towards it without thinking, and then suddenly you fall in here. But again, I say it's a trap, but you're meant to go this way, so it's not like it really matters that much. And, like I said, is in fact the very first environment that they showed gameplay footage of in this of the original Ninja Gaiden 2. So yeah, I do have a little bit of a connection to it now because of that in particular, because this was like the environment that I kept replaying over and over by watching the video, you could say, because I was just very much excited. Oh wow, they're making Ninja Gaiden 2. That really made me happy. By that same token, I'm very much happy about Ninja Gaiden 4. I would also be happy about Ninja Gaiden 5. Alright, so there is a chest over there. If you did not have a crystal skull, have the crystal skull yet, there would have been a crystal skull over here as well. So keep that in mind. Looks like a giant button. Maybe I should try actually... There we go. Yeah, you're simply supposed to jump, and usually a Y attack would press the big button, and that will bring that thing down. And this is the last Jewel of Demon Seal. So with this, we can fully upgrade the Art of Flame Phoenix, which I might as well just show what it is at the full level. There. So now it's 4 Flame Phoenixes. Again, I personally don't use this Ninpo that often, but if you are having trouble with defense, this Ninpo is pretty helpful in that regard. I'm gonna go to bed. Have fun. All right. Thanks for joining, and yeah, have a good night. Yes, you look awesome as you sheath your sword and disappear into the night.
I shall have my revenge.
There's a lot of faces imagery throughout this entire area, turns out. But yeah, like always, I'm just kind of going through all this, just using the things that I give advice about. If it looks like, if something looks confusing and all that because you're not familiar with the game, again, I might be blind to what might be things that might not be as intuitive to new players. So if it seems like, oh, I don't know how you're supposed to do that, just ask me. I will, I'm happy to explain. Okay, now, okay, we have enough money, in fact, to upgrade 2 weapons, in fact. All right, so, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to upgrade both the Tonfa and the Enma's Fang, because, like I said, I think that Falcon's Talons and Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, both for different reasons, are the least important ones to upgrade. So I will simply upgrade both of them, and I will just try to show both of their special things as they are level 3. Oh boy, look at the Enma's Fang. That is a sword. All right, and here's the Tonfa. You know, I think Muramasa really has an obsession with tetanus at this point. All right, so Enma's Fang at level 3. It has the Whirlwind Slash. Yeah, so we already had XXY. So now we can add another Y attack to it. X, X, Y, Y. So, yeah. There's also Broken Reincarnation. Alright, so that's just... Alright, so this is similar to the full combo of the Davilaro. So, X, 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 Y. Yeah, so... In Ninja Gaiden Sigma, that was kind of the special thing about the Davilaro, that despite the fact that it is a very big weapon, it has a lot of rapid slashes actually as its main combo. Well, this is the Enma's Fangs version of that. Oh, something I do like to do here, in the first gameplay footage of Ninja Gaiden 2, this is when the player decides to show. Oh my gosh, you can do multiple flying swallows after one, or that really hyped me up, really, because again, in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, you can only just do a single flying swallow, and that's it. And they in that gameplay footage, they decided to show those enemies arriving, and then suddenly slash slash slash, like, oh my god, that was like such a hype moment for me. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, as for the Tonfa, yeah. So, what does Tonfa have at level 3? Okay, it now has 1,000 blossoms. That's XX and then 3 times Y. All right, so. All right then. Yeah, that clearly has a lot of chances to get rid of a limb, which I guess technically, when I was showing all those XXY combos, this would be the Tonfa's XXY combo. The thing is that you needed level 3 for it. So XX, Y, Y, Y. Alright, what do we got here? Gains spiritual life. Yeah, I already have full health, so not really that useful for me, but still, if you do need it, it's over there. I am going to switch over to Art of Piercing Void here. Just gonna show the Garland drop again. Yeah, and in addition to the Garland drop, the Tonfa is still able to use the normal Izuna drop. It's just that the Garland drop is just a little special thing that it can do here. Also, just a reminder that the Tonfa's ultimate technique, like, if you need hits, this also is the thing that gives you a bunch of hits. And it's already useful at a single charge. You can also, so even though it is very powerful if you fully charge it, even the blue charge, that is still enough to easily kill an enemy. So do keep that in mind. I will actually switch over to the Dragon Sword now. So, first there's going to be cutscene. So let's go over the cutscene first. In that preview gameplay footage, this would be when you would see Zidonius, and where he gives the submit or die speech. But yeah, clearly it is moved to Moscow now. But yeah, that was the first time when people saw Zidonius. That's a lot of fiends. So they did say that Infernal Priest Dagradai had like a third eye. Yeah, that bearded guy definitely seems like he has a third eye.
High Infernal Priest Dagradai, glorious Lord of Darkness, I bring before you the demon statue, endowed with life and power once again.
Yet all is not as it should be.
Sire?
Can you not sense it? It is the eve of the arrival of the almighty Archfiend, and all the souls gathered in this place stand ready to be joined as one. Yet a heretic of the filthy dragon lineage swaggers about, polluting our ritual with his foul stench. And you cannot smell it?
An unpardonable lapse, sire.
Fear not, Elizabeth. We have accomplished that which we came here to do. Now, my ruler of blood, purge this loathsome intruder from our midst.
As you command.
You know, apparently, from the point of view of all these fiends, apparently the dragon lineage really smells, apparently. They keep talking about stench and all that. Alright, this next fight is optional, because, well, that gate is open either way. But still, if you want to do this optional fight, you can. All you need to do is just press this button over here, because this is the dragon that you're the King Quator, if I remember correctly. Yeah, King Quator. This is the dragon that you actually fought in Xbox 360 Ninja Gaiden 2. You're just meant to use the bow, and if you really want to speed up this fight, this is where you use the art of the Piercing Void. Well, I say that, but I guess, yeah, in the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2, that would have done a lot more damage, but I guess in this case, they nerfed that. So yeah, like I said, just use the bows and arrows. And again, if you need to fire quicker, for some reason, just keep walking left or right while you are firing. For some reason, Ryu just fires quicker that way. You also have the option to use the Howling Cannon instead, but it is slower, so it does do a good amount of damage, so it's at least an option for if you want to damage it when it is flying in place. But the Fiend's Bane bow is definitely better when it comes to firing at it while it is flying. Left and right. Yeah, so that simply closed just to just so you wouldn't go this way during the boss battle. Either way, this part is infamous. Fans call it the Stairway of Doom. Why is that? Well, that is because a lot of enemies are gonna head this this way during this fight, and you are meant to fight all of them. Thing is, they are weak enemies, so it's not like this really is a spectacle of the amount of enemies rather than a difficulty thing. But what made this infamous is that the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2 was not optimized at all to face off against that many enemies. Like, it doesn't seem like much now, but the amount just keeps growing the further we go. And just imagine, the Xbox 360 could not handle that many enemies, to the point where the frame rate, well, no, not the frame rate, so much as the game speed is just going slower and slower until the entire thing looks like it is going in slow motion. And it is weirdly glorious. Like, from the point of view of game optimization, I should be ashamed, really. But instead, I am just in awe about the fact that it's almost like the developers just did not care and just simply wanted to give us the most amount of spectacle that they could give. And weirdly enough, by overloading the Xbox 360, it weirdly gave us that effect. So yeah, I'm not sure if it was intentional. In fact, I almost know it is not intentional, but it was such a glorious moment that that most players who were there as they played the original Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2, they will forever remember this moment as the Stairway of Doom. Right now, here, well, Xbox, the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is definitely a lot more optimized by comparison. So instead, there's still a spectacle to the fact of how many enemies you fight here. That said, I do have to kind of make fun of a certain character in a different Ninja Gaiden game, Ninja Gaiden Z, or Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. That game starts with the new main character there, Yaiba, where he is going at was dueling against, or was about to duel against Ryu himself here, and he humble bragged about how many ninjas he has fought before Ryu. So he went like, I should have killed you 15 ninjas ago, Hayabusa. And I'm like, 15, huh? Yeah, 15, huh? All right, sure, Yaiba. I'm pretty sure I passed 15 several chapters ago anyway. Like, I'm pretty sure even by the time of the... Yeah, by the end of chapter 1, you probably would have already beaten 15 ninjas. So yeah, like... It's not really much of a brag. Like, okay, if you were bragging against me, yeah, sure, that would be quite a brag. But bragging that against Ryu Hayabusa, that's like you were saying, oh man, hey Dante, did you know I killed 5 demons? By the way, the best way to deal with this really is spam ultimate techniques. Like, you are probably going to kill at least 2 enemies every single time that you unleash an ultimate technique against these guys. So just use the essence that they released to do another one. Like, this whole fight is not that difficult of a fight. It's mostly, again, it's mostly a spectacle thing. It's also just kind of funny to just look back at all these dead bodies. Well, okay, I guess after a while they do just make the dead bodies fade away. So I guess it's no longer that much of a spectacle. But I guess that's part of the optimization in order to not make the frame rate tank like the Xbox 360 version. Might as well just kind of show off all the different ultimate techniques while we're at it. So yeah, the Goring Flail. Keep pressing Y while doing the ultimate technique to kind of extend it like that. With the Animus Fang, well, we've already shown that multiple times. With the Tonfa, well, still also gives us a lot of hits. Oh, well. Okay, I guess I'll just use it against this singular enemy here. Might as well just wait. Yeah, okay, might as well just wait until those guys arrive. There we go. Right, that's a Tonfa. As for the Eclipse Scythe, it does take some positioning, but you are able to kill multiple enemies that way. Dragon's Claw Tiger's Fang essentially is like a... Yeah, I guess like the Dragon Sword, but with more reach because of the amount of spins and the amount of swords, I guess. Kusarigama. Huh. Have I reached the end already? No, I don't think so. I think they're still... Yeah, there we go. So, Kusarigama. Yeah. Falcon Silence. And the Lunar Staff. Well, Lunar Staff technically has two. Actually, the Scythe also had two, actually, so I will... Okay. First, the normal one. And then there is the 360 one, which you can change into a Zoom Drop. Yeah, so I already showed the regular Eclipse Scythe, which I might as well just show again, actually. Here, this one. Or, like Lunar, do a 360 motion with the control stick, and then, hey, it's kind of like the Warhammer thing, where it just kind of sticks the enemy to the end there. There. So yeah, that's all the ultimate techniques so far. Because right now the Dragon Sword, well, okay, technically the Dragon Sword also has the 360 one, but it's just that right now. But again, just that right now. Still, this ultimate technique, still pretty useful in its own right. It could be more useful if, let's just say, it had like an additional few auto combos afterwards. Wouldn't that be something? Oh. Gotcha. Oh boy. Yeah, so these guys, usually they would have a lot of health, but for specifically for this section, they actually lowered the amount of health. Again, because it's not about difficulty in this one, it's more so about the spectacle of the amount of enemies you are fighting right now. It's endurance, really, rather than skill. You know, after showing off all those things, I might as well just show. Here's the Art of Inferno at level 3. There, 3 fireballs. And here's the Art of Wind Blades. Can I get more enemies at the same time for the Art of Wind Blades? No, I think I... Okay, that was bad timing there, that we only have this one single guy here. Well, in that case, instead, I will... Okay, already... Let's just keep the Wind Blades equipped. But, let's see if this works out. Because, it might be possible that I can just do a little combo here. So, ooh. Okay. Ah, no. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I would cut off a leg so I can actually kind of kick him back in the air with the obliteration technique. Oh well. Right, we were trying to get in here. Yeah, this closes and then that opens. At least that gave us a lot of money. Well, I guess we might as well fully upgrade all these weapons. Well, I say fully upgrade. That's not necessarily the case for Dragon's Claw Tiger's Fang, but you'll see more of that in the next entry. But yeah, Falcon's Talons, and it's gold. And, oh boy, Muramasa really loves to turn everything gold now, doesn't he? Alright, and here's the Dragon's Claw Tiger's Fang, which right now doesn't really change it much. Alright, so what do we get at with the Falcon Talons at level 3? Well, there is Wings of the Vermilion Bird. So it's XX, forward X, and then Y multiple times. So what do we get from that? Okay, you can't even really see much with the... Oh, no. Oh. Okay. I don't think these guys are the best guys to show that, but the idea is that Ryu is going to kind of teleport all over the place in the air if that attack hits. And it's a pretty useful move against human enemies most of the time, but yeah. That's the move that the Falcon Talons can do. And the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, it got Penetrating Lightning, which is I think that's just an additional, yeah, just an additional dash after this move. Let's see. Oh yeah, and there's also if you're gonna do the wall attack, this Y wall attack, you can now press Y again to add an additional attack to it. And why is that important? Well, do remember that the Dragon's Claw Tiger's Fang also has the special thing with the Izuna drop, that instead of an Izuna drop, you can just pause after the last X to do a Flying Swallow or the Zongqi Heavenly Sparrow. And then, if you hit the wall, you will then do a wall attack. Well, that means that this follows up after that, you know? I will, however, switch to the Dragon Sword for this next boss battle. But first, let's get some lore. The Prayer of the Necromantale. Worship the Archfiends. Bless the Holy Vigor. That's the demon, deity of destruction, the statue we are following. He who hath wrought us as his progeny. Praise be to his successor, the Archfiend Vazda. So Vazda is the successor of Vigor. He who stands above us as Lord of our order. His arms have been born from the right arm of Vigor. His legs have been born from the left leg of Vigor. His bones formed from Holy Vigor's flesh. Bless Vazda's brain sprung forth from the mind of Vigor himself. So, yeah, Vigor is like a spawn of Vigor. Vazda is like a spawn of Vigor, but it can almost be seen as a reincarnation as well. It's very similar to the whole Piccolo Daimo to Piccolo Jr. Dragon Ball. Hear the beating of the heart that echoes throughout the underworld. We are the supreme followers of our Lord Vazda. Under the terrible grace of the Archfiends, we shall find true happiness. To those who live, but feel not yet alive, gather yourself in the holy lair of the Archfiend, sculpted by the Supreme Fiend Gogon. So yeah, Supreme Fiend Gogon was also the one who formed the Vigor Empire. Pray for the return of the Holy Land of Vigor, once ruled by Gogon, he who roamed the earth. Make your way to the heights of the burning mountain in the land where the sun rises. In this shrine, final resting place of Gogon, bring forth the sacrificed bodies of innocents. Gather them at the feet of the beautiful Queen of Blood. I wonder who could be the Queen of Blood. We return the gospel of the Archfiend here to the Necromantale, where it belongs. Archfiend Vazda, rise up from your deep slumber. Gogon's princess, the Shrine Maiden of Blood, guides us. We stand gathered here in sacred Necromantale, ready to shed the blood of innocence. Though millennia may come and go, our prayers shall never cease. Alright then. Well, we better put a stop to that, don't we?
You will find no one here. They await the arrival of the almighty Archfiend in the land of his rebirth.
And where might that be?
How healthy is a bloodbath, really?
That is of no concern to you, Dragon Ninja. As it is here that you will die at my hand. For I am Elizabeth,
Ruler of blood!
Oh, who would have thought?
Queen of the greater fiends!
Okay, so out of all the deities that these greater fiends are kind of based on, whether it's because they are descendants or just corrupted bastardizations of them, yeah, Elizabeth is the least snake-like, the least serpent deity of creation. Like that said, I do want to point out that that specifically they made it so that serpent deity of creation has wings. So they so I guess they kind of took that idea and gave wings to Elizabeth. However, she also has that serpent-like tail. So that is kind of their way of kind of tying her to serpent deity of creation. Which in terms of lore, by the way, serpent deity of creation is the one that created the 13 divine dragons that Ryu is descended from, as well as the 13th dragon being the Dark Dragon. Okay, but either way, how do we fight against Elizabeth? Well, just imagine if you were to play Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Elizabeth is Alma on steroids. So, just imagine that the best way to fight against her is to kind of stun her with the Flying Swallow, and then just do some combos afterwards. Thing is, she's a lot faster than Alma, which is kind of amazing, really, that a lot of people said, oh, Alma, she is very difficult and all that, and it's almost like decided, okay, we'll just make another Alma, but she's even more powerful. Like, these developers are crazy sometimes. All right. However, this is hero mode, so or hero difficulty. So, if you are having trouble at critical health, you do automatically dodge everything. So that is something you can count on. Still, I would recommend don't start attacking like I did actually, and instead try to study the moves instead. Like that move, you can essentially just dodge that as long as you keep dash jumping. Dash jump, dash jump, dash jump. As long as you do that, that usually helps out with dodging that. Just keep going in a single direction. That would usually help dodge those projectiles. However, when she does those projectile attacks, that's actually a chance for you to use the Flying Swallow against her. And that might actually stun her. And when she is stunned, you actually get to do some free combos on her. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I know I have hero mode now, but I do want to point out you don't have to count on hero mode. You can also just actually heal over the threshold and just try to fight these enemies normally. Because even though I do want to say the game is relatively accessible with the hero mode and all that, my personal goal is still to make it so that you are encouraged to actually try the other difficulties as well. And the other difficulties don't have the hero mode. So, yeah.
I will not die. Greater fiends are eternal.
Yeah, well, you guys do have the habit of just never staying dead.
So, Dragon Ninja, would you like to know where the Archfiend will be reborn?
Okay, for some reason I just love the way he says this next line.
A place that has bound our clan since time immemorial. More precisely, the peak of Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji.
Indeed. The sacred peak that casts a shadow over your village is also where you shall die.
There's just a certain rhythm to it, the peak of Mount Fuji, you know? I don't know, there's just something about that.
Ryu.
You know, it's kind of admirable how she's able to chase after Ryu through all that.
You cannot follow me.
What? Wait.
My path leads through the land of the dead.
Alright, so we are headed towards the final chapter of today's entry, which is chapter 14, A Tempered Gravestone. Just want to point out, this is my favorite chapter of this entire game. So keep that in mind, that I love this chapter to death, really. So, Chapter 14, A Tempered Gravestone. Ryu returns to Hayabusa Village, resting in the shadows of sacred Mount Fuji. It is final stop before heading to unholy ground, the source of the supernatural forces threatening the world. Dragon sword in hand, Ryu's body courses with unfathomable power. Atop the mountain from which this evil pours forth, Genshin awaits, intent on claiming the life of the last of the dragon lineage. The inevitable confrontation between Ryu and Genshin approaches. So we did start this whole entry with Ayane getting the Eye of Dragon, right?
Are you going?
I am.
Your father will recover. But his condition remains grave.
I see.
Master Ryu, please, take this.
The Eye of the Dragon.
It was your father's wish that I bring it to you.
This will help. Ayane, stand back.
The true dragon sword.
So from this point on, the Dragon Sword is essentially level 4. Yeah, at level 4, you will notice it, instead of the 3 points of the levels there, instead it just actually shows the Dragon's Eye. So, remember back in Ninja Gaiden Sigma that after getting the true Dragon Sword, Ryu gains this move. This. Which, yeah. Now in this game, that combo has become a level 3 move instead of a true Dragon Sword move. So, in its place now, with the same commands, X, 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 Y, is this. There. Kind of does a sidestep, and then doing the slash. This is essentially a stronger version of Dragon Tier. So the first one was Dragon Tier, now here's Steel Splitter. Now, just imagine every single time when I say use the Ikaruga combo, this one, you can essentially use Steel Splitter instead, because Steel Splitter almost does the same thing. I think it does like a bit more damage, in fact, but that sidestep has invincibility frames. You can, in fact, use this to kind of bypass certain attacks while you do it. So yeah, that is why the Steel Splitter is a very important combo to master now. So yeah, I guess in this case, instead of X, X, Y, now press one more additional X and then Y. There. All right. Might as well just show it in practice. X, 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 Y. There. It also has like a big chance of decapitating an enemy with that final slash. There. X, 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 Y. Like, I missed most of those slashes, but the final slash just cuts off a head right there and then. Nope. So, an additional thing is that, okay, let me just get rid of the archer first. Yeah. Okay, so another thing is that, I talked about the ultimate technique of the dragon sword, that it was just the spinning. Well, now, as a true dragon sword, oh hell yeah. Yep. So, now, just like with the Eclipse Scythe as well as the Lunar Staff, this 360 motion and then charging the Y attack. This is now a very powerful ultimate technique. Yeah, back in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, this would have been the regular ultimate technique. But the regular ultimate technique this time is relatively the same as what we've been using the entire time. But the thing is that at level 1, 2, and 3, the... Let's see. There. Oh, no. Ah, come on. Oh, sheesh. Alright. Let me just... I'll just kill a few enemies and just use the essence of that to... Oh, or this one. Alright, here we go. Oh, nah, come on. Of course, these enemies don't work with me if I actually want to show something. And then I accidentally do this instead. Alright, so. Alright, here. Now I keep missing everything. Boy, they are not working with me today. Alright, so. Let's just continue on and maybe we will find some actual enemies to show this next thing. But yeah, there's nothing to actually upgrade anymore. Now you can just use the money to keep buying items. In fact, I might as well buy this item over here just to get a full inventory. Okay. Let's see if this... I don't think this would work out. Oh, wait. Yeah, these demonic dogs, they actually have the capability of throwing incendiary shurikens, which is... Oh, come on. Alright. Oh. Okay, let's see if I happen to get like a crowd of like spider ninjas to test out the real ultimate technique of the true dragon sword. Because either they die too early or the slash just happens to miss because of the geometry of the level here. Okay. It did the howl, but it did not side actually. There we go. Sheesh. Honestly, these dogs probably are not the best enemies to test things out on first place. The music, by the way, is the main theme of the game, which pretty much goes to show how important this moment is with the true Dragon Sword. Alright, so, remember that Momiji had to fight against two Tengu, a red and blue Tengu. Yeah, we're gonna fight them too, but the thing is, just to show how powerful Ryu's true Dragon Sword is, let's just say that he is going to do a lot more damage against them than Momiji was able to do. Which also shows the power of the Steel Splitter here. I'm not even thinking much about them, really. Like, sure, I could talk about tactics, but really, use the Steel Splitter. Use the Steel Splitter. Yeah, just use the Steel Splitter. Okay, so this road is blocked. Rant is coming up, though. There's a lot of things I love about this chapter, but oh boy, is there something for me to rant about, and it is actually coming pretty soon. Alright, so this bridge over here. Alright, let's see if this finally works out. There. So. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. The ultimate technique has been lengthened, in fact. That is what the regular ultimate technique of the True Dragon Sword is now. It's very similar to the Tonfa now, because it used to be just slash 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 dash and slash 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 again, and that's it. Whereas now it is there's two dashes in between the auto combo now. Okay. Now time to face off against two of these guys. But again, every time that I used to say use the Ikaruga combo, now just use the Steel Splitter instead. Alright, oh, sheesh. Yeah, if it looks like you missed your chance to do an obliteration technique at him, don't worry, that just means that you just need to damage him one time. And there you go, now you can try it again. Oh, no. Honestly, the thing is, I'm not really being careful anymore, mostly because of how powerful the True Dragon Sword is, so... Oh, sheesh. Alright. And if you need to heal, the arrow targets are still here. So you can just fire over here to get some blue essence. Alright. I am going to do a quick backtrack here right now. Because, you see, believe it or not, I don't like to rant on stream. Especially on a game that I genuinely love. And I do love this game. Don't get it twisted. I feel like if I don't talk about it now, though, it will bother me the entire time, and I may have trouble sleeping as a result. So I'm only ranting about it because I love this game. So understand that this is out of passion, not out of hatred. So, thing is, this place over here is an important area in Ryo Hayabusa's story. Because not only is this the place where Korea died, you know, the Uncle Ben moment for Ryu's origin story, but it's also the moment where Ryu died. Doku killed Ryu, and then Raptor, deity of sentiment, resurrected Ryu. It's the start of Ryu's story. This place is an important environment to Ryu, and I feel like the original director, Tomonori Itagaki, understood that. I don't think Yosuke Hayashi, the director of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, which Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is based on, understood that. The reason I don't think Yosuke Hayashi understood that is because he kept the prompt in Chapter 2 that you cannot open this room yet. That was also in the original Xbox 360 Ninja Gaiden 2. But the thing is, Yosuke Hayashi removed the payoff where you actually open this room in this chapter. Now, having said that, I will now move to the Hayabusa village graveyard. So, the graveyard is still in the same spot as it was in Chapter 2, as well as it was back in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Like, again, just remember, this bridge is where we fought Masakado, the horse, the flaming horseman. Going this way, there's the graveyard, and there is Krea's grave right now. What do we find here at Krea's grave? Nothing. There is nothing here. So, here's the thing. Want to know what actually happened in the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2? Well, I recorded it. So let's watch it together. Okay, so you have a camera angle pointing towards Krea's grave, almost like we're getting something special for interacting with it. So, let's see. Let's actually interact with it. Oh, a key. Remember when Ninja Gaiden had key items? I do. Well, let's read the context of Krea's room key here. Alright, a beautifully designed key glowing with the comforting warmth of ivory, amber, and coral. It unlocks the door to the room of the late Krea, shrine maiden and close friend of a childhood friend of Hayabusa. Last year, under command of the wicked holy figure Emperor, Doku, the Lord of the Greater Fiends, attacked the Hayabusa village. His orders were to obtain the Dark Dragon Blade that has been secreted away in the village for generations. Oh boy, I might have overestimated how fast I'm reading. Let's see, maybe I should fix up this thing. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So it unlocks the door to the room of the late Krea, shrine maiden and close friend, childhood friend of Hayabusa. Last year, under the command of the wicked holy figure Emperor, Doku, the Lord of the Greater Fiends, attacked the Hayabusa village. His orders were to obtain the Dark Dragon Blade that has been secreted away in the village for generations. Knowing of the blade's ferociously boy, where did I? So orders were obtained of the Dark Dragon Blade has been secreted away in the village for generations. Knowing of the blade's ferociously evil potential, the Emperor sought the sacred weapon for himself. A lone protector stood between Doku and the Dark Dragon Blade, the Dragon Shrine Maiden Krea, keeper of the rituals and teachings of the dragon lineage. Her sworn duty was to guard the ancient treasures passed down through generations of the family line. Once possessed by the dragons themselves, the treasures of the Hayabusa village were truly gifts from the gods. Alas, Krea proved no match for the Lord of the Greater Fiends. He cut her down where she stood and claimed the Dark Dragon Blade as his prize. Krea knew that the Dark Dragon Blade and its counterpart, Ryu's Dragon Sword, were as perfectly balanced as yin and yang. She also knew, however, that if the Eye of the Dragon were combined with the Dragon Sword, it would be powerful enough to overcome its rival. With the fate of the lineage in her hands, Krea mustered her last vestiges of strength and held tight to the Eye of the Dragon. Krea, who so willingly exchanged her own life to protect the Eye of the Dragon and the world in the process, has been elevated to sainthood by the lineage, venerated as the eternal Dragon Shrine Maiden. Her living quarters have been converted to a place of worship in which the treasures of the dragons are kept. Okay, so if you then backtrack, I do want to, yeah. The thing with this, with the key items, it's more than just the fact that it's a key item. It's the lore that is added in addition to the key item. But yeah, that's not all. Let's actually open this room now we have the key. I want to point out the lack of dialogue too. It's pure level design. So, yeah. You open this place, there's three chests. The first chest gives you a talent of birth. Second chest gives you the Spirit of the Devil, one of only two in this entire game. And third, yes, the Windmill Shuriken. So yeah, let's just read through this right now. Large boomerang type Shuriken. a large unique shuriken that has been handed down within the Haibu's village for generations. Due to its large mass, the windmill shuriken is able to strike multiple enemies without losing momentum and return to the thrower like a boomerang. Its 4 blades can be folded on top of one another by rotating them on the central axis. It is carried in this folded state attached to the wielder's forearm guard. Some say that a similar weapon carried by the legendary ninja Fuma Kotaro was inspired by this Hayabusa clan original. Yeah, so Fuma, the same clan that that had the Fumakodachi that Ayane was using. But yeah, remember back in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ayane built up the Windmill Shuriken as a legendary weapon. That's because the Windmill Shuriken has been there since the very first NES Ninja Gaiden. The reason Hayashi removed the ability to open his room is because he decided to remove the Windmill Shuriken, which honestly feels like as if you removed the Fire Flower from a Mario game. And mind you, there are Mario games without the Fire Flower, but isn't it kind of weird that this is the case to begin with? And that's how I feel about the lack of Windmill Shuriken. Not just because it's a classic Ninja Gaiden weapon, but because Itagaki did stress the importance of the Windmill Shuriken. He set it up so you get this classic weapon in the same chapter that you get the true Dragon Sword. He set it up to get it after visiting Kureha's grave. He set it up that Ryu gets it in the same place where both he and Kureha died. He set it up that, without dialogue, you feel the importance of opening this room, one by one, opening chest after chest, each being more important than the rest. A Talisman Rebirth is the most expensive item in Muramasa's shop. The Spirit Devil only appears twice in the entire playthrough. And then above that is the classic weapon that has been there from the start. Itagaki understood the importance of not just this environment, but also this weapon. Hayashi simply removed it to make Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 legally distinct from Itagaki's Ninja Gaiden 2. Which, mind you, is not completely Hayashi's fault. There was a lot of situations going on behind the scenes, so for all the times I call Yosuke Hayashi's name, I don't blame him for the whole thing. It's just that he is the one that is responsible for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, which is what Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is based on. Unfortunately, despite the fact that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is the most accessible version of Ninja Gaiden 2 out there right now, I mean, I wouldn't be playing this version of Ninja Gaiden 2 right now otherwise, but it's stuff like these that makes it so that I can't, in full confidence, say that this is my favorite version of Ninja Gaiden 2. By that same token, I'm not saying Ninja Gaiden 2 on the Xbox 360 is the better game. No, that's the big kicker. Objectively speaking, I think that this version of Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, is probably the best and most polished version of the game. Because for all the things that the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 2 had, it definitely lacked in polish. I already explained the whole thing with the frame rate, with the with the whole with the Staircase of Doom. But despite all that, why is it that this game right now is still not the best it can be? Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is supposed to be the definitive version of Ninja Gaiden 2. Why are there still stuff missing in it? That is what kind of frustrates me, really. But, yeah. Let's just continue with the game, because believe it or not, I don't like ranting on stream. Especially a game that I love. But I felt like if I didn't rant about this, yeah, I would have been... That would have been in my head the entire time. And I'm only ranting about this because I'm passionate about it in the first place, and I just need to get it out of my system. Alright. Anyway. At the very least, we can continue with a running gag here, which is, oh, of course they cut off the Jizo statue head here. All right, a stone head unceremoniously chopped off of a Jizo statue. The decapitated head of a Jizo statue broken off long ago. From time to time, particularly in times of war, heartless scoundrels have perpetrated such despicable acts of desecration. Jizo statues placed along roadsides in Japan from times of old are mysterious totems of indigenous beliefs and prayers for safe journeys. Many believe them to be enchanted. Ooh. Well, okay. We already know what we're supposed to do. If you've played Ninja Gaiden Sigma, you would already know what you're supposed to do. But yeah, like I said, here in this version, you get nothing from Kureha's grave, which is such a shame. Alright, we could not open this back when we were here in Chapter 2. Now it just opened by itself. At least I can balance out all that ranting with more ravings, because besides that, I think it's just good stuff. At least in my opinion, good stuff on my end. Like that was just like a single moment of ugh in this entire chapter of woe, you could say. So let's see. History of the Castle Dragon. Above the Earth Dragon's path that flow through the lands of Fuji, there lies a mountain that erupts with spirit. In the night, a faint white crown of light rests upon its peak. Lord Nobunaga, he who challenged the heavens for control of land, ordered that a stronghold be constructed at the height of the hollowed mountain. Lord Nobunaga, he who decimated the ninja province of Ika, now sought the support of a select group of ninja. In these times of civil war, even the most powerful feared the creatures that dwelt in the deep forests of Fuji. Lord Nobunaga knew of a superior clan, a group of warriors who had fought back the demons for generations. Known as the Hayabusa Ninja Clan, these descendants of the Dragon Ninjas had long lived in these woods, slaying the evil spirits that dared to show themselves in the sacred lands of Fuji. Thus, the Castle of Dragon was conceived, an impenetrable fortress to quell the threatening evil. The leader of Hayabusa clan, Shunden, shook hands with Lord Nobunaga and promised its construction. The castle was built, a strong face to stare down the evil menace. Thus did history record this event shortly before the incident at Honoji that cost Lord Nobunaga his life. Neo is in the same continuity as Ninja Gaiden, and we will actually, it will. In that game, you get to actually meet this version of Nobunaga. So yeah, it is kind of funny how they actually used a historical group of ninjas, the ninjas in the province of Iga, and then just said, oh, there's an even more powerful ninja clan, and that's the Hayabusa Ninja Clan. Oh, whoops. Alright, so back in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Rachel went that way in order to break a, I'm gonna assume an important piece of monument here, but I guess it's still broken, or they just left it empty here. However, we do have the Jesus statue head. Use the Jesus statue head. So, do we get something important from it, or something? Oh, okay, essence. Well, I guess it would have been a Talisman of Rebirth, I think. But, yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Herb Spiritual Life, which, funnily enough, there in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, there was a Hayabusa ninja that was a dead Hayabusa ninja here who would have elixir of spiritual life. So it's kind of funny, kind of piece of continuity there. Hey, they fixed the bridge in the meantime. Yeah, so despite the fact that ultimate technique pretty much targets a single person, you might still hit the additional enemies below you. So that's still part of what makes this a very useful ultimate technique, even despite the fact that it largely targets a single enemy. This would have been where you got the map to the Hayabusa village. And in fact, in chapter 2 of Ninja Gaiden Sigma, you would have slid down here and ended up here. But I guess in the meantime, there's a hole beneath here. And Ryu has learned to hold his breath indefinitely. So yeah, a new environment, or at least a new environment so far. Come on. Okay, if you had not collected the crystal skulls, this would have been where a crystal skull would be. I do want to point out that we fought against 2 of those Tengu, and one of them escaped in the middle of the fight. So just want to point that out there. So just because Steel Splitter is pretty much the more useful version of Ikaruga, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't use Ikaruga sometimes just for variety, you know? Alright, just one more reason to drop here, and and an obliteration technique against, obliteration technique against this guy, and yeah, I just want to be silent just to let the music do the work here. Yeah, I get chills every single time that I get here. Just, yeah, the return to the Ninja Fortress, the very first chapter of Ninja Gaiden Sigma, just gives you that melancholy feeling of how far Ryu is come in the meantime, but also just that feeling of, yeah, Ryu used to have like a bond with Mirai here, and then just the music just sells this moment. And again, there's no dialogue. It's not like Ryu suddenly gives a monologue about how he feels or anything. The music does it. The level design does it. The fact that these ninjas decided to attack you the same way that the Shadow Ninjas attacked you when you got here for the first time. It's just storytelling, not through dialogue, but just through the level design, through the enemy placement, and the camera angles. This is one of the reasons why Ninja Gaiden 2 as a game connected with me so much, because it just really gave me that nostalgic feeling for a game that honestly wasn't even that old by comparison, but I still felt that nostalgic connection. I still saw this this road that would have led to the first boss battle with Mirai, and oh man, again, this whole thing just gives me chills. And well, it doesn't stop there, because there's a diary over here. And of course, this diary happens to also reference a lot of the diaries of Ninja Gaiden Sigma. March 20th, Master Genshin is quite different from Hachijiro's, by the way. This is the guy that, by the way, got the... I'll just actually show that in the notebook. Let's see. Inukoma said, April 15th, I found Hachijiro collapse on the ground after suffering a grievous injury. I forcibly fed him the last of my herb of spiritual life. I hope that he might survive, just as I know that he may not, just as I know that I may soon suffer the same fate. Well, that did actually save Hachijiro. So, March 20th, Master Genshin is quite different from our previous master, rest his soul. That man had us ninjas search the world for dragon bones to heal his aging body, yeah, because he wanted to turn it to tea. And then he sold all the leftovers for a hefty sum. Of course, money is important, even to us ninja, but my heart pains for my brethren. Good. Oh.
Huh? What?
Thanks for the raid, Kid Wicked from the present. You just got me in a very nostalgic mood here. So, yes, what were you playing? Oh, yeah, I know what you were playing. You were playing Mega Man Star Force, weren't you? So, yeah. Yes, Kid's Wicked Raid, yeah. Let me just make sure I can actually properly do a shout out here. let's see. There we go. Yes. So, thank you for trusting your or your community to me. I'll if you have to raid and run, that's fine. I understand. Yeah. I was always saying I should be sleeping. Well, but I kept going. Well, yeah, sounds about right. I mean, this is the final chapter for this entry either way. But yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then in that case, I recommend you go to bed then. But now one more boss to go to. So okay, cool, nice. At least there's some progress there. So yeah, I will probably watch a VOD on all those different versions of all those bosses that you have. Yeah, I will. Well, thank you. Yeah, no problem. All right. So hope you have fun streaming. Oh yeah, I definitely have. So thank you again for the raid. All right. So yeah, Hachijiro's notebook. March 20th. Of course. Master Genshin is quite different from our previous master, rest his soul. That old man has ninja searched the world for dragon bones to heal his aging bodies. Goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. And then he sold all the leftovers for a hefty sum. Of course, money is important, even though it's ninja, but my heart pains for my brethren, good souls like Gen and Dai, who were sent to their deaths in Vigor on such a fool's errand. Yeah, Dai was the last Black Spider ninja that we met and gave the key of the decaying soul to us in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. April 12th. Master Genshin is the true overlord of our Black Spider clan. I would gladly give my life for him. He need only say the word. Now I think about that, Obaba, yeah, that feet witch, was quite a scary old hag when she was still alive. The hairs on the back of my neck used to stand up when I saw her cast her infernal sorcery. She only got away with what she did because she was in the right place at the right time. If Master Genshin had been there, she would have surely been kept in her place. Yeah, so Genshin was not the master of the Black Spider Ninjas yet during the events of Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, and neither was he during the events of Ninja Gaiden Sigma or Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden 1. That was when the previous master was that, yeah, again, the guy that wanted to turn Dark Dragon Blade into tea. April 14th. Damn you infernal beast, these fiends lunge at anything, devouring both friend and foe alike. Stupid creatures. I cannot believe I should be destined to die this way. I am badly injured. The pain knows no end. April 15th. My consciousness grows faint. I must keep riding. Blood won't stop. Forgive me, brothers. So cold. Well, April 15th. That's the same date when Inokoma decided to forcefully feed the herb of spiritual life to him. So, April 19th. I awoke to find myself still in the land of the living. Inokoma must have fed me a herb of spiritual life. What a disgrace I am. I've been told that Inokoma perished. They say he died in the 16th. He did die in the 16th. Wait, did he? Hold on. Yes, there he is. Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Unfortunately, he did not stay alive that long afterwards. May 4th. This is it. My time has come. I'm happy to die under Master Genshin's command. I only wish I could have killed that cursed dragon ninja. I must die with regret. Farewell. Yeah. Again, this whole thing just references a lot about the original, the Xbox Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, the different versions of the first game. Yeah, this would have been where that ninja armor was, which apparently Ryu has donated for it to end up in the museum in New York. Spirit Devils, yeah. So they put the Spirit Devils that used to be in Korea's room, they put it here instead. Yeah. So again, these guys, they start attacking in the same way that the Shadow Ninjas decided to attack. They, yeah, they jumped in from those holes up there. Yeah, sure. I might as well just... Yeah. Okay, so where we're supposed to go is we were supposed to... Guys, you mind? Yeah, so we were supposed to use that rope over there to reach that place over there. I will, in fact, go that way, but I will actually also go down there just to show that this is, in fact, where Ryu jumped from in order to assassinate the ninja over here. And that is how we got introduced to Ryu in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So yeah, this is the very first area of Ninja Gaiden Sigma, right where we started. Looks a little bit more dilapidated by comparison, which, again, gives you that melancholy feeling of, oh boy, how the mighty have fallen, I guess, in a sense. This is also where you would find a crystal skull. Yeah, that down here would have also been where you would have gotten Ayane's very first kunai scroll that explains the wall run to you. Well, the vertical wall run. There wasn't an enemy shooting arrows at you in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, but these yeah, here is where you did your first flying bird flip, and there would have been enemies that would try to attack you from here. But this guy would give you a Life of the Gods. And it might be possible I actually missed the Life of the Gods, which is gonna bother me now, but oh well, it is what it is. Alright. But yeah, after that nostalgia trip, we're just gonna continue actually heading towards Mount Fuji. So this is a little bit of a survival thing. Just keep surviving against these enemies, and eventually the next cutscene will appear. But with the True Dragon Sword, you really do have a lot of tools in the combo list to fight off against these enemies. Why, I wonder who this mysterious person could be.
Muramasa.
I sense the stirring of the Archfiend. It's a calamity, the likes of which I've never seen. But I'll never reach the top with these old legs of mine. So I've been waiting for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just such a weak old man. There's no way I can do that.
I'd expect nothing less from a dragon ninja. Long ago, your ancestors imprisoned the Archfiend deep within this mountain. Now, that job is up to you. Here, take this. You'll need your strength.
So it's it's not a rice ball from Ayane, it's a rice ball from Muramasa now. I did remember just now that I did not actually read the details of the True Dragon Sword, because it is a different text than the normal Dragon Sword. So yeah, True Dragon Sword, the true form of Dragon Sword, brimming with sacred power. When the Eye of Dragon is fitted into the dragon sword's hilt, it unleashes the spiritual power of the dragon hidden in the blade. The weapon in this state is called the True Dragon Sword and knows no equal. The bearer of this divine weapon must possess the physical strength, vigorous spirit, and proficiency of technique necessary to wield it properly, lest their very soul be consumed by the blade's untamable power. Again, it would be kind of interesting to actually see what would happen if someone not worthy would try to use the True Dragon Sword. The immense forces within the True Dragon Sword upset the delicate balance of a peaceful world, and it's argued that there are very few instances in which such a powerful weapon should be allowed to appear. As such, it is customary to store the Dragon Sword and the Eye of Dragon in separate locations. So yeah, that's essentially why Ryu always detaches the Eye of Dragon after a story arc and just wants to stick to the normal Dragon Sword. Alright, but we did get some rice balls from Muramasa. Well, okay, I say rice balls. Muramasa's Omusubi completely restores Ryu's health and heals all lasting damage. Alright, details. So, a package of Omusubi, or rice balls, handmade by Muramasa himself. They are delicious. Although this dish can be called either onigiri or omusubi in Japanese language, it is important to note that Muramasa's products are most definitely omusubi. Alright? To understand the difference, one must examine the etymology of the two words. While onigiri is derived from a verb that means simply to grasp or grip, omusubi is derived from a verb that means to bind or tie together. This is the key. A true omusubi is not made only of rice, but also of the spiritual energy that binds the universe together. It is a symbol of the soul that struggles against the entropy, attempting to unravel the world. As such, it is not only a source of balanced carbohydrates, but also of immense sacred power. Dang, okay, I guess Muramasa is a much better cook than Ayane is. Ayane's rice balls simply healed you a little bit, but no, Muramasa's omusubi, that's a full heal. So, well, that's a talent of Muramasa in particular, making omusubis. Not onigiris, very important. It's not an onigiri, it's an omusubi. It's definitely an omusubi. Alright then. So yeah, the omusubi is now also just a... Well, okay. You only get one omusubi to use throughout the entire game. So you... I would say if you do use it only if it's really necessary and you really have no other healing items. Otherwise, try to use the other healing items instead. Best case scenario would be that you would keep that for one of the final bosses, which will be the next entry. Yes, the next entry is going to be the last entry of Ninja Gaiden for Beginners 2, in fact. Okay, might as well just use one, yeah. Not gonna heal much, but we're not gonna return here anyway. Might as well just use it and get that full health. Alright, so we have to do this fight. We can't skip this. However, there is a diary over here. Koshimaru's notebook too. Yeah, remember that we actually had like half of Koshimaru's notebook because Izo stole it? Was it Izo? Let me check. Yeah, it was Izo. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I found Koshimaru's notebook. I know, I'm not supposed to read it, but I did anyway. Hey, can you blame me? Yeah, so then we had the notebook 1, which is pretty much the whole thing about how Koshimaru has the inner eye and all that. Well, let's see the follow-up to that. April the 14th. I seem to have misplaced the notebook I was using to write down my thoughts. How deeply depressing. Aww. April the 16th. I saw Yogenta's face today. He is much too passionate for combat. He must learn that a true ninja faces his fate with detachment and cold silence. Yogenta, if you let your bloodlust get to your head, even a skilled combatant like yourself will not last long in the blood-soaked world in which we live. Inukoma has died. He never learned that compassion is for the weak. If he had kept his herb spiritual life instead of giving it to Hachijiro, he would still be with us today. Dang, sheesh. April the 18th. There's a female here. A blonde. I must stay aware of the females. Perseverance. Patience. Always with the female. Come on, guys. April the 21st. I have found the young dragon ninja's weakness. Next time I lay eyes on him, I will strike. Rest assured, it will be I who will take the glory for defeating our sworn enemy. Now, Dragon Ninja, prepare yourself. My inner eye has shown me exactly what I must do to destroy you. April the... Alright, well, that's the end of Koshimaru. Yeah, so... Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, what is the weakness that he found of Ryu? I think this is related to the previous entry. There's a female here, a blonde. Yeah, that's clearly Sonya. I think he was thinking of using Sonya as a hostage or something in order to try to unbalance Ryu and try to beat Ryu that way. I think that is the reason for that. It's not confirmed, but that's what I'd like to believe, if only because there's no other reason to actually just point out that he suddenly noticed this blonde woman, you know? Honestly, I'm just kind of playing through this section because I'm just enjoying it right now. Like always, if something doesn't seem to be clear, I'm always open to answer them. Just ask them in the chat and I am here to help in terms of how to play this game. Oh yeah, that's also a move that we can do because of the True Dragon Sword. Yeah, so back in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, we did have hold Y, hold forward Y, which you can then add additional Y attacks afterwards to it. Nope. And it would have... Okay, you are getting annoying. Yeah, would have ended with that. This game decided to also add that you can just chain a Flying Swallow afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, the hop back is in order to work a Flying Swallow into it, which is pretty cool. I'm probably gonna rewatch all my Ninja Gaiden for Beginners entries just to see where I missed a certain Life of the Gods, because in fact... Oh, wait, I thought it was... No, okay. There is a dead body over here, I think, that has the last... There we go, this is the last Life of the Gods. But that still does not fill up. That means that I missed one Life of the Gods somewhere. I will try to figure out which one I missed, and in the next entry I will try to actually show a recording of where that one is that I missed. It is always annoying when I happen to miss out like that one collectible somewhere. But yeah. This graveyard of the Black Spider ninjas with all these swords all over the place, that is referenced in... That is referenced in one of the diaries, one of the notebooks. And all over this place there are some dead Black Spider ninjas that do have items, so you can kind of explore around. Of course, how you can differentiate one dead body over another during the fight. Yeah, they do have slightly different colors, but if you really want to collect all these items, I would recommend walking around first and then actually beat the enemies, so that these enemies, those bodies don't end up being surrounded by the new bodies, you could say. But yeah, I really do love the imagery of all these swords as graves. But yeah, we did witness one Black Spider Tengu running away in the village. Well, here he is, and He has brought some Black Spire ninjas to help him fight us. But we do have. If you are having trouble fighting minions along with the bosses, well, we might as well just take a reference to what he just did, because we do have the Art of the Wind Blades. So. Oh, sheesh. So now you no longer have to think about the minions, and you can just focus on this guy. And in which case, well, the Steel Splitters seem to work pretty well against him. Let's just try it again. There, just notice that the sidestep there allowed me to also just dodge an attack while also continuing the attack. And there you go. That's the end of that Tengu. And with this being my favorite chapter of this game, it only makes sense for a certain boss to end this chapter on.
So, you made it.
Genshin.
It erupts. Do you understand what this means?
The Archfiend quickens.
The tantrums of the Archfiend never concerned me. All paths before me are cruel and arduous. Our time has come. Your lifeblood shall spill, and you shall die!
Alright, so this fight against Genshin, this is still pretty similar to all the previous times that we fought Genshin. The thing is that Genshin now has an additional move, which is like his version of the Izuna drop. It's called the Underworld drop. So I do want to see if I can actually make him... Okay, that combo over there, that would actually end up with his Izuna drop. So let's see if I can actually let him... no, it's not this one. Let's see if I can actually get him to actually do it. Oh, man, there he misses it again. There. There. That is the Underworld drop. So that is his answer to the Izuna drop. Still... we have the Steel Splitter now. And in addition, it is possible to Izuna drop Genshin, in fact. Oh. Nope. Oh. That's the wrong Ninpo. I should have... There we go. Oh, sure. Just do it again. Alright. Right. Oh, come on. Ah. Couldn't do a Izuna drop against him. Oh well. So remember when I talked about how Ryu died because of Doku? Well, there was a certain camera angle to how Ninja Gaiden Sigma showed Ryu's corpse. Kind of a similar camera angle, isn't it?
It need not end this way, Genshin.
And well, when you think about it, Ryu did not stay dead, did he? Alright, so, that was the last chapter of this entry, I might as well just at the very least read what the next chapter is going to be, because the next chapter, well, the next entry is going to be the last entry for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So, chapter 15, Quickening Devastation. Deep within Mount Fuji lies a hellish tainted world where the demented infernal priest Dagradai invokes dark ceremonies and incantations to resurrect the Archfiend. Every heartbeat of the fetal overlord rumbles like an omen of death for the human race. Ryu enters the underworld, where no human has ever set foot before. He does not yet realize that he is in a land of the dead, home to those who have shuffled off this moral coil. Interesting. Alright, but yeah, that would be today's entry. Let's see if there's anyone I can raid right now. So, would be nice if it's someone that, or something that kind of fits with today's game. Nah, I can't really find any. Okay, you know what? No, okay. So here is my justification. So Kariane is playing Marvel Rivals. Well, Ryu Hayabusa is. Well, we just arrived right when I'm about to end the stream. But yeah, ooh, that was quite a surprise, that attack there. But yeah, we are going to raid towards Kariane, who is playing Marvel Rivals. Why are we raiding that way? Well, Ryu Hayabusa is voiced by Josh Keaton, who would normally who would play Peter Parker, in fact. So yeah, beautiful, yes. So with that in mind, just have that's my reason to raid Kariane, who's playing Marvel Rivals right now. All right. So, with that in mind, yeah, I will end the stream. So remember, if you strive to be better than enemies, be better for your friends, and better than yourself. Take care, and see ya.